Well, it's time. It is time. Hot, huh? Is that hot? Hmm. Interesting. How's it going, guys? Welcome to Order 42. Look, Cosmo said it. If you don't pick apple pie crumble, there's something wrong with you. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. That's what he said. But let's just get it out of the way. Ninjinzu coming in hot first again. And then TL Edits wants an award for the first like. I can't verify that, TL Edits, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you doing that. And I love Bonobo Juice's comment before we went live. Rob Time, living in a movie. Hot tramp, daddy's watching Tubi. So fine, never see you leave it on the shelf. Mayon, I don't know what the Mayon is, but I liked it. That was great. I can't do a really good Steven Tyler impression. But at first I thought it was what is it? Is it One Night in Bangkok? That's the first thing I thought. Is One Night in Bangkok. So, anyway. Crumble mode. Yeah, Cosma, yeah. If you don't pick apple pie, there's something wrong with you. Now, I will have to say, this one it's a little special. Would you say that that's the name of the liquid line? At first I thought it was like Luscious, where they took away some letters. But then I started to think about it and I'm like, there's no S in there. There should be an like Luscious. So I'm thinking it's supposed to be Licious. I don't know. But it's apple pie crumble. And this is from where is this from? Well, I mean, it's the liquid line is called Licious, small batch artisan flavor. This is from Australia. Now, if you look, these are 120 ml bottles, right? But if you look here, it says 100 ml, 0 milligram. So what that means is if this one wins, we're going to have to do a live mixing to add nicotine to it. So just saying, it's going to make things a little more complicated. Okay? So apple pie crumble right now is winning. Blackberry jam cannoli called Event Horizon. And of course, the white chocolate peanut butter sugar cookie. This is the last of the Grim Green flavors to try. Uncommon. 3 milligram from jolly old England. So, hey, it's up to you guys. Whatever you want. But hello to all of you. Of course, Billy is in here. Ricky is here. You got Ted Millich is here. I mean, look, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Meaning apple pie is America, like Billy twerking. I don't know. There are few things more American than a man twerking at the top of a hill. And I don't know. I mean, look, here's the thing. We got the stream started late. I didn't even know if I was going to stream tonight. Crohn's boy has had some issues the last few days, just not feeling right. It's nothing like oh, I gotta hurry. I gotta go to the bathroom or I'm gonna fill my pants up with poo. It's not anything like that. It's more of you just feel down. You feel like if everybody is, think of a volume knob, right? Yeah, I said knob. You think of a volume knob turned up to 10, that's everybody. Everybody else is at a 10. I'm down at like a 6. I'm just feeling kind of, and today I feel a lot better. Thank you for asking. Nobody asked, but that's okay. But no, it's today I do feel better, but it's still like I just don't feel great. So this might be a shorter stream. I don't know. We'll see how things go. I mean, I got my tea, so hopefully that'll keep me up and going. You know what I mean? Not up, like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Ninjinzu was here like 20 hours before stream started, but see, it wouldn't count. It doesn't count until the stream actually goes, until basically when you see the tweet or you see the, what, I don't even know. Does it notify, like if you're notified, does it notify you when I put the link up, or does it notify you when I go live? I don't know. I don't know how that works because I don't have any notifications turned on for anybody. Sorry, but no, I don't. Which is why I don't bug you about it. But yeah, I don't know how that works. But I mean, if you want to try to, come up with excuses as to why you weren't first, Ricky, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. And you don't want to know about my knob? Okay. All right. Knob Rob. That's right. You don't like apple pie in real life, so I didn't choose it. I mean, I understand. My wife doesn't like it either. So I get it. I understand. I want to take that, pour it on vanilla ice cream. This? Well, we don't know. Here's the thing. I've tried many different apple pies over the years. Some of them are great. Some of them not so great. So you never know. And let's look. These guys, this is from Australia. Do they know what apple pie is supposed to taste like? I don't know. But they say apple pie crumble, which makes me think it's probably going to be pretty good. But who knows? Who knows? YouTube scheduled notification comes up, then the 30-minute notification, then the live. Oh, wow. Okay. I did not know that. I did not know how that worked. But hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So here's the thing. There's not a whole lot on the agenda tonight. So it's basically what you guys want to talk about. I know today, I do have one thing to show that I got, but the other things that were supposed to be here today, because it released today, I won't be getting until I got an update. I think on Discord I said it was coming Monday. I have an update that says Thursday and Friday, I think. And by the way, that is horrific, Ricky. That is horrific. Aerith Gainsborough, that's horrific. It's terrible, Ricky. Terrible. Let me see. Let me see if it's updated. Nope. Thursday and Friday. They shipped in two different packages. And that is the James Cameron 4K discs that came out today. Aliens, The Abyss, and True Lies. All of them are on the way. I wouldn't say that I love The Abyss and True Lies. I mean, I like them. I definitely like them, and I bought them. So, I mean, I must like them, right? But Aliens, man. Aliens was... When I was younger, Aliens was my top movie. Like, I think it was probably my favorite movie. And then as I grew older, I appreciated Alien a little more. Alien, they're two different movies, like completely almost different genres of movie. But I really appreciate Alien now, I think, more than Aliens. But man, Aliens is how is like probably my first step into learning editing and how editing can make or break a scene, and second unit type stuff, like I think I've explained that I used to watch that movie frame by frame so I could see all the different cuts and almost the cinematic language of the story being told. And one of the most amazing scenes that you can watch to learn to see what I'm talking about is the scene when they're escaping the nest, right? Drake he's shooting, no, he's got a he's got a flamethrower at that point. Vasquez is near the what is it, APC? Is that what it's called? Armored Personnel Carrier, right? And she shoots the alien, and then the alien kind of flings its blood onto Drake, and Drake, whatever. So that scene all the way up until Ripley starts driving away. Okay? Because Ripley's at the head of the thing, right? When the alien comes to the door and it snarls, and then Hicks is like, whatever. And then you see Hicks is holding the door. Hudson picks up the shotgun, shoots it, and then it gets on him. If you look at how many different cuts there are in that scene alone, it is jaw-dropping. How many different shots there are and how many different angles. It's amazing that it makes sense, because it's constantly, I mean, it is like cut, 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 cut. I mean, it's crazy. I think I mean, knowing what I know now, I think there's probably maybe better ways to do it. But all I know is I loved watching that and seeing how the storytelling was being done. Anyway. Yeah. So Aliens, I'm really looking forward to seeing. I've heard, I don't know if you guys are into the 4K reviews and all that kind of stuff, but I've been kind of watching out for the reviews because I've heard some bad things about them. You know, that they used AI to sharpen some of the images, and you know, some digital noise reduction, almost to the point where people look waxy or whatever. Here's my thing: screenshots don't tell the whole story. You have to see it in motion. So I'm kind of waiting to see what it looks like on my TV. Now, one of the things that kind of scares me is that Aliens, if you look at Alien, it kind of looks like a movie from the 70s, you know? And Aliens almost looks like a grungy, it looks like a lower budget action film from the 80s. But apparently, because of this new conversion that they did, it looks like almost like a brand new movie. And it looks people are saying that it looks too polished. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to think about it. Because like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. Definitely one of my favorite James Cameron movies. But, yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. And then The Abyss, I've heard, you know, is probably the best looking one out of the three. And then True Lies is probably the worst looking one. And that they went overboard on some of the AI smoothing or whatever, and took a lot of the film grain out, and then to the point where some surfaces look shimmery, and the shimmering happens when you let the AI do too much, apparently. And one of the reviews I watched, I can't remember the guy's name because I've never watched him before, but he said that that True Lies was the first one they did in the, you know, when they started remastering stuff, and The Abyss was the last one. So I don't know if it's they got better at it as they went along. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have them. I don't have them yet. But it's going to be interesting to see how they look. I mean, just some of the screenshots, I was like, wow, the detail. Holy crap. And Aliens is just like, come on. If you don't like Aliens, I mean, it's like apple pie. I don't understand. Like, if you don't like Aliens, I don't know what to tell you. So, why was John Cena visible on stage? We'll talk about the Oscars. In fact, we can talk about them now if you want. I mean, I don't have anything like special other than, you know, showing a picture of Christopher Nolan winning Best Director from Steven Spielberg, which I thought was cool. But yeah, John Cena, that was a strange thing, but I thought it was really funny too. It was just a funny way of doing it. So I don't know. I thought it was funny. Ichronic says, Aliens and the Abyss special editions suck ass. The original theatrical releases are really good. It's interesting that you say that, because there are some people that just, they swear by the original or by the special editions. And for me, I love, look, Aliens, more Aliens. Are you kidding me? more of that movie, more of that world, more of those characters, I'm kind of down for it. But my biggest problem with the, I guess with the special edition, I love the addition of Sigourney Weaver or Ripley's character. I don't know. Is it a spoiler to talk about this? If you haven't seen the special edition, I'll just say there is a character moment with Ripley at the beginning of the movie, and I really like that scene. There's the automated turrets scene, but there's also an early Hadley's Hope scene, and that is the so you're basically introduced to Newt early. To me, though, the other two additions aren't worth that one. I don't like the way that scene takes place, or that yeah, that whole scene. Not a big fan. So it kind of ruins the special edition for me because I don't want to see that scene. And I'd rather watch the other scenes. The other scenes are fine as like you can just watch those scenes. You know, I don't need them in the movie. You know what I mean? The Abyss is an interesting one because I think it's a strange thing because there's the extended version definitely explains more about what's going on. It feels the theatrical version of The Abyss feels truncated, and I'm talking about the ending. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the ending. There's two O's in Goose, boys. I love that line, BC. It's yeah. No. There's two O's in Goose, boys. Love it. Love it. But anyway, yeah, the special edition of The Abyss is My Daughter Is My Granny is so lame. What's her mom, isn't it? Isn't that her mom? I could be wrong. I can't remember. I just remember thinking that I like that scene. It's a good character moment, and it actually I don't think it's necessary, and which is why it was cut. Because at that point in the movie, you kind of want to get on with it, you know. You kind of want to, okay, let's get on with things. But I still kind of like the scene, you know. So I don't know. But the original Abyss, to me, the ending feels truncated, and then the special edition, basically, it definitely explains things, but it feels a little cheesier. There's a cheese factor at the very end that I'm kind of like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's a strange. I know, but isn't that her mom that plays her daughter, right? But she grew into her granny because of space time. Well, I mean, but I think that's actually Sigourney Weaver's mom playing the part in the picture. Isn't it? The reason I prefer the original Abyss is that it leaves a little more to the imagination at the end. True, but it also feels, it almost feels like, okay, now we're at the end. Okay, go. You know, credits roll. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know. But I'll be honest, The Abyss is probably my least favorite of these three. As far as a movie goes, I enjoyed the movie. I've seen the movie many times. I own the DVD, the special edition DVD over there. I don't know. True Lies was always one that I was like, yeah, I'll watch it when it's on. It was on so much back then that I never found a reason to buy it, and so I never bought the DVD of True Lies. But I like that movie, and watching, this was, I think it was around the time that these were announced. I found it on, I think it was either Hulu or Amazon had the HD version, and I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, this is still pretty fun movie. It's fun. It's goofier. It's not as it's definitely a more lighthearted movie. In fact, it is the most lighthearted James Cameron movie of anything he's made, because it was more of a comedy almost, you know. I mean, it's still cool and kind of badass in parts, but I mean, for the most part, it's got a different tone than any of his other movies. Um, oh, okay. Okay, now I get what you're saying, but yeah, she was. I mean, she's been in space for 57 years, right? So probably old enough to be her mom at that point. I don't know. All I know is I just thought that was a cool little interesting thing there. That's Sigourney Weaver's mom. But yeah, I'm interested to see what it's going to look like. I'll tell you what, as far as like an older classic film, and this is just so far because look, I have movies on my shelf I haven't even put in the player yet because I'm insane. I probably buy too many. I'll just say it. I probably buy too many. I don't have time to watch them all. But probably one of the best looking ones of a classic movie, you know, a movie that's I'd say older than 30 years old, which is kind of hurts to say. Jaws. That movie looks fantastic in 4K. Like just absolutely jaw-droppingly good. I own I'm interested in seeing Double Indemnity. I've got that in 4K. So, you know, talk about classic. I mean, we're talking probably close to, well, I don't know when that movie was made, 40s? So, 80-year-old movie. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've got some other ones over here, um, down here that I haven't watched yet, in 4K. But yeah, Jaws is one of the best. But yeah, sorry, Matt Walls. You said Aliens is awesome. Yeah, it is. Top 5 movies of all time. Yeah, mine with Aliens was definitely up there for me for a long time. I think for me, Alien is just above it because I love it's like a different movie than it's just a different feel, which I really enjoy. But hey, there's nothing wrong with having Aliens in your top 5. That's a good one. It's a mad world. Mad. Is it 5? I don't know how many mads are in the title. It's probably the best looking movie on Blu-ray in my honest opinion. They even kept the noise in, but it looks like the movie was filmed yesterday. Yeah, I love it when you see, dude, Spartacus. My dad bought the digital, just the digital. I don't own it, but he just bought the digital version of Spartacus, and I was shocked at how good that looked. Like Kirk Douglas looks like he, you know, like he would step off the set and yeah, there he is. You know what I mean? That was an amazing one. It's just it's frustrating to know that there's some of these artists, directors, whatever you want to call them, directors that try to tinker with things. I don't know if James Cameron has done that yet, but it's sort of at the same time, if I defend George Lucas for I don't like a lot of what George Lucas did, but I will absolutely defend his right to change him to whatever he wants because he's the director. Now, do I wish that there was the original version on there too? Yeah, sure. But that's what I've heard from a lot of people is that he went too far. It's almost revisionist filmmaking as to what James Cameron did for these releases, but I guess we'll see. That totally throws the story off. The auto turrets look like they're made of rubber. See, I've only seen the special edition a couple of times because I had I recorded them off of HBO or whatever, I think. But they showed the special edition on TV at some point, and I recorded it because I knew it was going to be this is a longer movie or whatever. Um, but I've only seen that a couple times. I've seen the theatrical version of Aliens many times. Got a good question for everyone here. Does anyone know if there's a copy of the original Predator movie in widescreen format so I can see the entire audio visual readout from the Predator's POV? Interesting. I'm not sure. Do I own Predator on disc? I don't think I do. I think I bought it. I think I bought it digitally because it was like $5 or something. Um, but I haven't bought the disc for that yet. And that was one that kept going back and forth too. There were problems with the original Predator 4K, right? Am I wrong on that? I'm not sure. Panic Room. I wish Panic Room would get a Blu-ray release too. But I wonder if it's because of there's a lot of early CG in that movie, and I'm wondering if that's part of it. Panic Room is a weird one though. It's a good movie, but it's also like nobody talks about that movie anymore. Like nobody. It's a strange one. But I liked Panic Room. I mean, it's Jodie Foster. I mean, you know me and Jodie Foster. I don't know why I laughed so creepily there. But I'm a fan of Jodie Foster, yeah. And Forrest Whitaker's great in that. I mean, Jared Leto's in it, but you know. And Dwight Yoakam as one of the bad guys too. And it's Kristen Stewart's first movie, right? So, yeah. Bucho, hello. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. And Carbonite, I did say hi to you, right? Did not. Oh, Oscars was good. Yeah, no, I don't think I actually said anything about that. But yes, Carbonite. They were good. They were good. We'll talk about it a little bit. You know. You know. Did Kristen Stewart have the same dead face she has in Twilight? I don't honestly remember a lot of Panic Room. Don't I own it? Hold on a minute. Panic Room, Panic Room. I do own it. I do. Yeah. Um. But yeah, I like this movie. I like this movie. I would like to see it on 4K. It'd be interesting to watch this again on DVD, you know? Blown up. Because I'll tell you what, man, I know that there's a lot of people that go on and on about oh man, I wish this was on Blu-ray or I wish this was on 4K. But you know what? The way that things get blown up from DVD on your, if you've got a nice Blu-ray player and a nice like upscaled Blu-ray player thing and then a nice TV, DVDs are totally watchable. Like totally watchable. So yeah, I'm kind of curious what this one looks like because it's a super bit. Remember that when they did that? The super bit. And you were like, oh. And look at that. February 3rd of 2003 is when this came out on DVD. Yeah. Interesting. So yeah, I have it. I own it. I'd like to see that one again. Venom's 3 title is what? Fincher and Sony had a falling out? Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. And Robert Rivera, how is it going? They should call it Venom with a 3. So V3nom. That should totally be the title. Kristen did play a girl who had diabetes. Well, I mean, yeah. PS4 and PS5 upscale them nicely. Yeah, they do. They do. Did I write on Game Chasers? Or I wouldn't call myself anywhere close to that. I came in late on the process. So we filmed in November of 2019. I started working with the guys in September. So anything like there are a couple of lines that are mine in the movie. There are a couple of lines that I threw out there. But I mean, I would not call myself a writer on that at all. At all. But I am writing the next movie that we're going to do. Hopefully. So, yes. Yoshi. Welcome, Yoshi. How are you doing? I'm kind of curious to hear about your the part you got. Congratulations, by the way. Hopefully some interesting stuff there. We're going to see Yoshi actually acting, which would be awesome to see. So, congratulations, Yoshi. Rufus the Red here too. Straight to Tubi. Well, I mean, hey. It's still a job, and it's still you acting. It's different. It's going to be cool. But yeah, I'm on the 4th draft of the next movie. It's called I was gonna make up something. I can't think of anything. But yeah, I'm working on the next film for the Game Chasers, kind of. But it's not gonna be a direct sequel. It's gonna be in the same universe, but it's not directly related. So, but the idea came from Jay, actually. We were this was after we filmed the movie, The Adventures in Game Chasing, which just in case anybody but it was after we were filming. We were actually doing pickup shots, and we had to find a location that we could film in a street that looked like kind of an old-timey street, right? Which you saw in the movie. We found that one way south of us, but we were looking north. So anyway, Jay came to pick me up. I've told this story many times. If you've heard it, hey, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? You know, we're doing it. We're doing it. But yeah, he came to pick me up, and instead of heading north, he went to Kroger. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I got something to buy. Got something. And I'm like, okay. So he picks up a notebook and a pen, and he gives it to me, and he goes, okay, I got ideas. I want you to write them down on the way up here where we're going. About an hour and a half drive. And we start breaking the next movie. We start breaking the story of the next movie. This idea that he has, that it should be this and it should be that. And, you could do this, you could do that. And I'm like, okay. And so this skeleton of an idea that we kind of came up with, and some ideas of who would be in it, which has changed completely, by the way. But yeah, was the Freemason sign on the wall put there on purpose? I mean, it was there. It was just there. We didn't do it. That's on that building. There's a lot of those Freemason buildings in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So yeah, that was just there. But anyway, so yeah, we sort of started coming up with these ideas, and it was literally just like, it was like the skeleton, bare skeleton of this thing. And it took me a while, but I took some ideas. I came up with the story and kind of put in a lot of my own personal ideas, and was really scared to let them read it, because I was like, man, what if they hate it? And they go, man, you're terrible. You should never write another thing ever again. But they really liked it. And we're now on the 4th draft, which is, so different from that first draft. It's crazy how much has changed between draft 1 and now draft 4. It's a completely different. I mean, the skeleton is still there, but the limbs are different. I don't know. It's very different though. And it's basically all in service of, trying to make we want to make the best movie possible. And so yeah. But yeah, I mean, Yoshi says, biggest lesson I've learned in entertainment, never fall in love with your own work. Yeah, I was scared. I was scared of sharing it because I mean, it was like I was really proud of it. You know what I mean? And I was just scared of rejection. I was scared of them going, oh, well, that's kind of dumb. But both Billy and Jay just really enjoyed it. Billy got really excited about it, got Melvor involved. And so what we've done since then is we've basically sat there and read through the script and kind of came up with ideas. Okay, on the next draft, let's try to do this. Let's try to change this. Let's take this part out. Let's take this character out. There are whole scenes that I so enjoyed writing that are completely gone now. And they're not even going to be filmed. And it's simply because there's a focus to the film and anything outside of that shouldn't be there. And so that's what we did. And it's painful, but it's all in service of trying to make the best movie possible. You know what I mean? So, let me see. Anyway, you probably didn't even ask, but I just felt like telling you if you didn't know. If you didn't know. Yeah, we're working on it and I'm very proud of it and I'm very excited for the possibilities because as Billy said, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something along the lines of there's I guess the demographic for Adventures in Game Chasing was like this. This is like this, which includes the demographic of Game Chasers, but it includes a lot more people. So he thinks that there's a lot more people that would be interested in seeing this film rather than Game Chasing. What is that? You know what I mean? I don't know. All I know is I'm proud of it. We're proud of it. And I love the best, dude. Some of the best times are sitting there breaking the story and breaking it apart, figuring out what works, what doesn't. I love that. It's one of my favorite parts. And I didn't even get to experience that on the first movie. I didn't get to help with that. This time, even though it's kind of like my work that they're, let's crumble that up and throw that away. It's still like an enjoyable process because it's all in service of making, bringing this story to life, So it's really fun. It's really, really fun stuff. Let's see. Wait. Matt Walls. Sorry. I don't know. I think I said Wells earlier too. I'm sorry for that. Matt Walls. I actually watched the Game Chasers movie a couple of months ago. I really liked it. Well, Matt Walls, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We worked really, really hard on it. I mean, I was script supervisor during filming. I did sound editing, some sound editing. I think good old Game Sack Joe. I mean, he did the sound mix, but I think he did some editing as well. Billy, I'm sure, did some sound editing. We did some sound design. There was stuff I recorded around here. I need to get I need to get that microphone out now that I think about it. And I hope the batteries aren't corroded. But we basically worked really hard on it. And I got to be in it a few times. I'm also the voice of the troll. In the middle. At the end, that's Mo doing the voice of Sebastian Polizar at the end. That's Mo. He's the props guy. Awesome. So there you go. But yeah, it was so much fun. Oh, and I got to puppeteer the troll in the middle of the movie. When he's doing his stuff. Some of that is me doing that. It's kind of fun, and some of my vape. Which, what are you gonna do? Anyway, I can't even say I've been in a movie or show or anything. Well, Ricky, I mean that's true. The Game Chasers, Chodes and Hoes. Yeah, and the weird thing is a lot of people were trying to come up with the title for the movie, and a lot of people had Chodes in the title, and it was like, I don't know if that would play. Like, I don't know if that would work. So yeah, it's the Chode verse, right, Rufus, right? Was the Freemason son? Oh yeah, you already read that. But yeah, it's an interesting process. The twerkening. Actually, you know what? I don't know if there's any twerking in the movie right now in this new script. There's got to be though, right? There is. I'll tell you this: there is one scene where there's almost certainly going to be some twerking, but it's not. It's not specifically written in the script. But you bet your bottom dollar that there's probably going to be some twerking in there. I'm just saying. Just saying. That might turn you off completely, but anyway. Yeah, I meant, did you get it in the shot on purpose? I'm not sure what that means, Iconic. I saw a character in Final Fantasy 16 that looked like Jay yesterday. Oh, you should have taken a screenshot and sent it, put it in Discord or something. I'd like to see that. I didn't play through 16. I watched a playthrough of it. But yeah. In fact, I was going to watch a playthrough of Rebirth. Because I watched, I think I watched like the first quarter of Remake and decided, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just buy it and play through it. I was going to watch Rebirth, but apparently everybody's videos got shut down because of copyright. So, I don't know. I'm going to play Rebirth at some point, but haven't yet. Oh yeah, I already read that. Yoshi, already read that. I finished watching CW's The Flash. It's fascinating going from this is terrible to I miss when this was good. Interesting. Redeemed, that's my PlayStation. What is that? Was that John Cena did really was what John Cena did really a humiliation debt he had to do for the Hollywood elites? It's kind of funny you said that, Alejandro. Did I say hi, by the way? Hi. Good to see you. I just got out of being in the hospital. No more vape for me. I wonder if that's the what was it? Was it it wasn't a nicotine vape though. It was because those have been shown to have some questionable ingredients in there, Yoshi. I did not know that, but wow, I hope you're feeling better now. But anyway, sorry, Alejandro, ! Fart. I'm sorry. I wish. Was the whole John Cena thing, it's like I kept seeing that a lot. Like a lot of people were like, yeah, John Cena, you gave up your soul to whatever. Was it worth it? And I was like, are we sure it wasn't just a funny bit? Like it just looked like a funny bit to me. And yeah. Oh, there you go. That's not a real thing. It's just a funny bit. Yeah. That's what I thought. But I mean, it was like, no, I just thought it was funny. And it may be so many conspiracy theories crack me up. No, that's true. And to me, it's a lot like, when somebody doesn't like something or somebody doesn't understand something, sometimes that stuff just, it just goes out there. How much did it cost to make? Adventures? I think it was what? 150,000? 160,000? I honestly don't know the exact number. I thought that you could look it up at one point, but I don't know if that's still up or not. Let me just see. Sorry. Whatever this says though, it's more. It costs more. See, yeah, this says on the Indiegogo, it says 196. I think that was a lot of these were after the movie was filmed because as far as I know, it was around 150. But that was for the Blu-rays and stuff like that. People pre-ordering the Blu-rays, and it got counted into that. So I don't think that was part of production. But again, it cost more because of all the software that had to be purchased to do post-production. The I mean, gosh, we had to pay Yoshi and David. There was, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't involved in the financing or the financials. The next movie I might be dragged into that, but this one or the first one I didn't know. Adventures in Chode Chasing has a nice ring to it. Not exactly you know, a broad title. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the title is. I mean, look, I mean, I know you're kidding, but yeah, that's probably not going to be a title. Probably not going to be a title. I got Rebirth on the 14th. My birthday is the 15th. Hype. Oh, you get Rebirth on the 14th. Well, hey, happy birthday. That's just in a couple of days. That's on Friday, right? Happy birthday, Rufus the Red. I hope you have a fantastic birthday, and I hope that all the things happen that you want to happen. I mean, short of anything dangerous, I hope you get all the things. Instead of director's cut for the new movie, call it the Game Chasers, the Shenanishit cut. It's a Game Chasers inside joke. It would be like exclamation point redeem I'm a floating head, or exclamation point redeem all right. All right. Where is that guy? In fact, he needs to be in the next movie. My eyes see Oppenheimer. Hooyah. Oh, yes. That was weird. That was such a weird thing at the Oscars. I haven't heard about the Elite Conspiracy. That's entertaining stuff. He's in now. Well, like I said, Bonobo Juice, unlike what Yoshi said, it's probably just people, maybe they were fans of his as wrestling and they're like, oh, and this is what you're doing now? But I spent $15 on the Super Mario Brothers today. Still haven't watched it. It's good, Rufus. I liked it. I liked it a lot. You've worked on a movie. You've seen firsthand how hectic things can be. Even if someone was trying to control things, it wouldn't work well. That's true. Like those who have served in the military, seeing firsthand that everything is a gaggle and it's a miracle things get done. I was talking about that to my dad earlier today too, because he was asking about how's the writing going and all that stuff. And I was talking to him about stuff, and he's like, so what happens? Do they just kind of throw things out? And I was like, no, I mean, some stuff has to just be cut, and then some stuff we add in, and all that kind of stuff. And it got me thinking about how so many different people have to do their jobs really well for a scene to work. Everything has to be firing on all cylinders for a scene to work right. The lighting has to be there. The cinematographer, guy behind the camera, he's got to be there. The lens has got to be right. The acting has to be on point. The microphone needs to stay out of the shot, and then that's just in production. Then when it gets into post-production, there's a whole nother set of issues that you've got to work out. You've got to clean up the audio if need be. You've got to make sure that it's colored properly and that it makes sense from shot to shot in the same scene, that it's colored the same so that things actually make sense. And you're not like, why is that shot yellow? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, there's so many things that could go wrong. And it's such a it's a crazy process. And it's amazing that, when you get a movie that really works and entertains you, it's kind of a miracle. It is. Turning 39 is just a day I get to justify bad decisions. Well, Rufus, happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's that high because of the Blu-ray sales, so a large portion of that went to manufacturing and other crap like that. We had like 120,000 to spend when we filmed. There you go. There you go. The lighting guy can't be walking around in the background. Oh yeah. Oh, good for you. Yeah. That Christian Bale thing is really funny. And I totally get it. And not that I can understand what it takes to be an actor of that kind of caliber, but if you're trying to get into the scene, you're trying to get into okay, I've got to be this character on film, and there's a guy screwing everything up and he's breaking your concentration. I totally get it. I totally get it. I'm probably a bad actor. I don't know. I haven't tried. Yeah, acting is it's interesting. It's an interesting JX Editor. You said something earlier and I missed it. No. You did say that about the Flash. Well, JX, I don't think I actually said hi, but hi, how's it going? Good to see you. But yeah, acting is it's a whole different thing. And I would like to possibly maybe have the money to get some acting classes before the next movie. So, because I am going to be in it. And I also need to, lose some weight because I don't want to be dumpy. Don't want to be dumpy on film. It's a song I wrote. That's going to be on in the movie. I hope you enjoy that. Last crew I worked with I had to inform they didn't need to film in order, and they screwed me out of my commission payments. What? That's insane. Chasing the Unknown crew should make an X-Files-esque movie next. Interesting. I'll tell you what, Spencer. I hate to break it to you. The next movie is not going to be X-Files-esque, but I would love to write a story like that. Just gotta we next time we get together, maybe we can sit around. And then maybe we can all break the story, and just kind of come up with an idea. But it's kind of weird now, because we're in the midst of trying to polish up another one. But anyway, yes. What the Game Chasers accomplished for the budget limitations they had was phenomenal. Yoshi, here's the thing. A lot of people will look at you and say, well, yeah, but you worked on it, so you're biased. But really, you're not. And you really could tell the truth if you wanted to. And it means a lot that you say things like that. And I know it means a lot to Billy. Because nobody worked as hard as he did on that movie. And it was just insane. It's insane what we accomplished. And then at the same time, it was really disappointing to see so many people completely trash the movie because of a grudge over there on IMDb or whatever. But at the same time, we didn't make it for them. We made the movie for the people that were going to enjoy it and the people that were going to at least give it a chance and not completely trash the movie based on, oh, this person is in it, or whatever. I still don't get it. But yeah. If you don't snap a neck in this movie, then we riot. Well, it's not that kind of movie, Ricky. We can't just go around killing folks in this story. The character is not called Dumpy Rob. No. Don't wanna be dumpy I can't even remember how the song. I don't know. That's a mixture of what does it remind me of? It's Patton Oswalt, right? Didn't he sing like that? Like in his stand up? But yeah, Rumpy Rob, and he just twerks for 2 hours straight. Nobody would watch that. That would be a terrible, terrible film. I'd never say the name of that crew's channel here, so people know who did that. But if anyone cares to dig in my community post, they might find something. Well, again, that's one of those things, JX, that I mean, some people are kind of amateurs, and that's just the thing. That's just the thing. Where is that? Or did I put it up there? Oh, I did. I did. You know what I put on the shelf, Yoshi? That's right. It went on the shelf. Yeah, it's not the best movie. Not the best movie, but hey. Adventures in Game Chasing is the only impression of a movie I ever put up on YouTube. Oh, that's right, Rufus. Yes. I find it brilliant. It makes me cry and I love it. Well, I appreciate and again, I know Billy appreciates that too. I mean, that's we made it for I mean, we tried to make it for not just the Game Chasers audience or people that like the Game Chasers. We tried to make it a little more approachable and not like you have to be into into retro video game collecting to like this movie. But I'm happy to hear that. And Ricky too. Thank you. Thank you guys. Robbie neck snap scene. Oh, we might watch my first acting a little bit later. Not a fan of Patton Oswalt. Oh, well, I mean, I'm sorry, but some of his stuff is hilarious. I get what you're saying. Sometimes he gets a little too political, and that gets annoying. To me, it's like, I don't know. I've just never been into political humor that much. Or super, I'm drawing a line in the sand, and if you're on that side, then I don't like that kind of stuff. But he does some bits that I think are absolutely hysterical. But I make media for exactly two groups of people. Everyone's welcome to it, but it's for them. The people who love it and the people who hate it. Bonobo Juice, do you want to be in it? Do you want to be in the next movie? Patton Oswalt singing to which you're referring to is in the post-apocalypse in the scenario he didn't get off his antidepressants. See, I was thinking it was something else. But gotta head out for a bit. I'll finish watching later. Carbonite. Thank you. Just, thank you for being here, period. But yes, $120,000 budget was used well for that movie. The movie is sea level, but a good entertaining movie that did everything it wanted to do. I appreciate that, Matt Wells. Matt Walls. I keep saying Wells. I think it's because there was a Wells that I knew back in high school. When I see that, I automatically think of him. So I apologize. Matt Walls. I annoy Billy and I don't blame him. I'm all, oh my God, everything you do is so good. And did I mention you saved my life binge watching your show, blah, blah, blah. But Rufus, okay, here's the thing. I know this not from Order 42. Order 42 has never gotten to this level, but when I did my old podcast, I had people say things like that to us. I say we had people say that to us, stuff like that, hey man, you helped me through this, you helped me through that. And it was like, really? Because we just talk about farting and, we tell stupid jokes and we make each other I try to make Brian laugh so he falls out of the chair. You know what I mean? That was the purpose. Like every week when we got together to do the podcast, it was like, okay, somebody's got to lose their shit. Like it's got to be really funny. So hearing that is definitely a thing of deep appreciation, which I really enjoy. I enjoyed being a part of someone's routine, you know, or something that they looked forward to in the week. You know, oh, I look forward to, you know, the Switched On podcast. You know, I mean, like I appreciated that. So there you go. Patton Oswalt was great in AP Bio. I love that show. I don't know what that is. Wraith, welcome. Good to see you. I felt it was more for people who are more than just collectors, but for people who actually cherish their childhood items because it is so sentimental to them. True, but I think some people might have been like, oh, well, I wasn't into video games when I was a kid, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That you'd go to the ends of the earth to find what's important to you. Yes. And I mean, that is heavily what it's about. But yeah, I just didn't want, like, my whole thinking was that it may not be wise to just laser focus on people who go to garage sales, or, you know what I mean? Like, it needs to have things in there that anybody can enjoy. And I think we did a good job with that. And I say we, I mean, like I said, I didn't write the thing. I was there and I helped with a couple of lines here and there. And I came up with a couple of ideas. But yeah, it was something that I think we all worked hard on. Finally watched No Country for Old Men. Holy crap, masterclass in storytelling. Yoshi, that movie is one of those where the first time I liked it, I was like, or the first time I watched it, I liked it. But the more I've watched it, the more I appreciate it. It's such a good movie. It's so good. And just little things like watching characters' reactions to, like, the heavy hitter on screen is saying something. The reaction that some of these people, I don't even know if they're real actors. I don't know if they're just, you know, day players type people. Everyone in that film does insane work. And it's just it's a fun movie to watch. Beautiful movie. Beautifully shot. Really good. His singing might have also been at the end of his experience with an escort in Vegas. No, wait, it was his parents telling him he came out fine, and he compares comedians to strippers. I don't know. I just remember, you know, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But he's done it many times, though, too. It's not like, you know, Patton Oswalt only sings like that when, you know, and he only sung like that once. He sings like that a few times. Because I know I've seen a newer special that he did where he sang like that. So I don't know. The guys make me feel normal, and I like and like I haven't wasted my life caring so much about this stuff. It's a thing. And like I said, being part of someone's routine was a really interesting thing that it was a side effect. You know, it wasn't something we planned on. It was a complete side effect of doing what we did, is that we became part of someone's routine. And that was really awesome. And that they could count on us to be there. That was really, really cool. It was really cool. So yeah, I mean, I can't say this for every person that does anything, creates or entertains or whatever. But yeah, hearing that people appreciate what you do, I'm sorry if that gets. I've never been to the point where that gets old. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that happens. Like, you get so successful that you just, oh yeah, that's old hat, yeah. But no, I appreciate that, and I know people appreciate that when they hear it. So, just saying, Rufus, it's not weird. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite movies ever. Unparalleled sound design and editing. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Wraith. It's a great movie. When you guys make a musical, can I write a song? I mean, we'll see. If we ever do a musical, I don't know why we would. I don't know if the boys have ever been into musicals. I've never really been into musicals. I like some musicals, but I literally try each week to organize my schedule so that I have no meetings set during Order 42 stream times. Bucho. Bucho is, I mean, Bonobo Juice has been here. You've seen him. Cosma's been here. Those three guys have been with me, not just switched on, but with me for a long time. I mean, I appreciate those guys. So, but yeah, Bucho, thank you. Thank you for saying that. It means a lot. Really does. There was a lot of beards in that movie. Oh, and yes. Yeah, because it is just a quarter. There's so many great lines in that movie. It's so good. One of my favorite scene is with Tommy Lee Jones and Barry Corbin. You can't stop what's coming. Barry Corbin he seems to always play just a cranky old man. And I love him. Ever since, dude, War Games, you know, I'd piss on a spark plug if I thought it'd do any good. He was great back then. Just love that guy. It's great. I've been trying to work out. I've been trying to work out a YouTube schedule, and the first thing written in was Tuesday off, upload scheduled. Thanks, Rufus. I appreciate that. Thank you. Is this sound being weird for anyone else? Is it just me? Anyone else having a sound problem? Oh, lag caught up. Okay, good. You just got a buffer. Man, I hate it when I get buffered. Get buffered right in the bunghole. Keep getting a loading here and there. A load ring. Let me see. I have dropped 0 frames. And YouTube is considering this an excellent connection. Stream health. I have no problems. So I mean I hope it's not on your end, but it's better you than me. Because, you know, if I go down, then everybody goes down. You know what I mean? Anyway. I kick myself and I accidentally stream on Tuesday. It's my Monday payday, so sometimes it's wild. Hey, you do what you want to do, Rufus. Do it, man. If you miss the stream, it's okay. You can watch it later. Or you can just say, hey, I need a break from Rob this week because holy crap, that guy talks a lot, you know? You guys need to film in New York. Can the Game Chasers crew handle the Big Apple? I mean, I don't know. 2005. That's when we started our podcast. Before podcasting was even called podcasting. I mean, it was called podcasting, but there was no Apple iTunes podcast. There was no Spotify. There was no name your podcast client. It didn't exist back then. It was insane. 19 years ago. My God. Oh man, I feel old. Wow. Yeah, I was what? That would have been, I was 29. I was 29 when we started that podcast. And now I'm 48, 47. I turned 48 in a couple weeks. Just crazy. It's crazy to think about that. I've been bad at catching the stream since things ended with my fiance. Generally, I've been going to sleep a lot earlier, like half an hour after you normally start. Well, I mean, JX, I completely understand. And I was sorry to hear about that. But hopefully things are getting back to a sort of normal for you, you know? I mean, change is the thing. I mean, it's a thing. So hopefully things are going well for you. The gang takes on New York. So a rat took one of our SD cards. I could actually see that happening. Johnny Wingate, welcome. Coming in hot. Good to see you. It's having to buffer for me as well earlier, and I'm on a wired connection. I haven't had any stutters or drops the entire time. So there you go. Who knows? If it's my connection, one person can't watch. If it's your connection, 15 people can't watch. Math. Exactly. Names for the musical: Singing in the Chode. I'm singing in the Chode. I'm singing. I definitely shouldn't be in the musical. The Sound of Chodeness, Fiddler on the Chode, Sweeney Chode, Chode Side Story, Chocago, Willie Chode and the Chocolate Factory. I mean, those are all excellent, excellent names. Excellent names. I get 6 days of a break. I miss you guys by Tuesday. One of the raddest communities I'm part of. Oh, thank you, Rufus. I appreciate that. And we appreciate that. We appreciate you having you here. By the way, just real quick, before we get all caught up, I do need to mention there is a poll live in the chat. Apple Pie Crumble, Licious from Australia, Event Horizon, which is blackberry jam cannoli made by Twisted Timmy's, and then from England, Uncommon white chocolate peanut butter sugar cookie. If you don't vote today, then you don't get to vote. Funky. That's what Grim Green says. So I'm just saying. Went to 16 right after I said that. The universe is laughing at me. Watch it go to 17. Hey, look at 17. Look, here's the deal. I don't typically pay attention to how many people are here because then it starts to make me nervous. I just want to do a good show and have and be entertaining. Maybe I should add music. Maybe that would work. In fact, we're gonna have to add music if Apple Pie Crumble's gonna come because, like I said, we're gonna have to do some live mixing. Let me see. Where would that be? YouTube stream? No. YouTube? Music. There it is. There it is. I found it. Everybody calm down. I found it. It's 9 p.m. and I'm awake. That's an improvement. Hey. There you go, JX. There you go. Y'all seen the trailer for Late Night with the Devil? Comes out the 22nd. That movie looks wacky. And that's David. I can never remember his last name. It's like Dastmalchian? David. Something like that? David Dastmalchian. Yeah. This guy. But the first time I saw him was in The Dark Knight. When, he basically, gets captured by Harvey Dent, right? Yeah. That guy has made quite a career for himself. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Chode cocklet. I don't know. But yeah, it definitely looks interesting. The Dune Awakening game looks so fun. What kind of game is it? And has anybody played Rebirth yet? Are y'all playing Rebirth? Do you enjoy Rebirth? Everybody I've heard, everybody I've talked to, or that I've heard, is playing Rebirth, loves it, thinks it's insane. Leon said that he can't put the game down. He's been playing it constantly. So I was just curious. If anybody else has been playing that. But yeah, the Dune Awakening book. By the way, this is my lone pickup for the week. The Art and Soul of Dune Part 2, which I have not opened yet. You can see it is sealed. But yeah, I have down here, you can see the Art and Soul of Dune 1, plus the art, that's interlinked, the art of Blade Runner 2049. And I also have right here, the Art and Soul of Blade Runner 2049. Do you think I like Denis Villeneuve and his style? Maybe an MMO. Okay. Do I have a Dune popcorn bucket? No, JX, I do not. And I have to say, I'm not too fussed about it. I'm just not too fussed about it. It would just sit on the shelf, and that's I don't know if I want that on the shelf. uh, wait a minute. In the poll, apple pie is the choice. I mean, it definitely looks like it. I mean, it's way ahead. It is way ahead. So yeah, maybe. I can see a musical. I love Billy's Old Friday Night top 5 song. I mean, who can forget Christmas Robotica? I mean, come on. I remember when it was announced that iTunes was getting podcast support and everyone was excited because it was a big deal. Yes, Bonobo Juice, right? It was crazy. I don't even know if in fact, it's got to be gone off of all the podcasting things. Yeah, all that stuff's been ripped down from the old podcast. We're a little too out there, I think. Or at least back then we were. I mean, Bonobo Juice can tell you there was no one that we wouldn't, no group that wouldn't have wanted to cancel us today. There's a lot of them. We went hard, but it was all in fun. It was literally, okay, how can I make this guy fall out of his chair? What can I say that's so outrageous? That's the kind of stuff we did, and it was really fun. That was a fun show. I miss it. Event Horizon, that is a weird one. That's the ship where pure evil took over and the people ripped. Oh, yes, Ricky. It is definitely a weird movie. I actually watched it again somewhat recently and was kind of like, that wasn't as good as I remember. Because I remember liking it the first time. This time, it didn't age well. So, I don't advertise the stream anymore. I already brought a troll here. Wish I could. Well, Rufus, don't worry about it. It's no big deal, man. I appreciate it. Horror video game spinoff, Five Nights at Chode's or Five Chodes and Freddy's. Maybe. We'd probably get, I wonder if we would get in trouble for that if we did something like that. From Batman, the special, As soon as I know your stream schedule, it'll be in my calendar. There you go, Rufus. There you go. It's an MMO. Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not a big MMO kind of guy. But, I mean, who knows? Also glad daylight savings are coming into effect in both hemispheres. I'll get to catch more of Wraith streams too. There you go. I'll tell you what, daylight savings is dumb and it needs to be destroyed. I'm so done with daylight savings. No Dune popcorn bucket. I'm all about that. I'll be the biggest spice dealer in the galaxy. That Dune Part 2 book is crisp. I know, it is beautiful. I mean, all of them are. I mean, here's the first movie. You can see Amazon did a fantastic job getting it to me undamaged. But the book is beautiful. And I don't think I've actually even opened this. But yeah, I love art books. I've got all of the and they dinged the corner too. The corners. Oh well. I have all the Star Wars art books. I'm just an art book whore. If I could say that. I don't know if I can say that. But yeah. I don't know. I played a Dune PC game back in the 90s, like resource management and battle strategy game. It was fun. 3 sexual robots in the quantum void. So hot. Gather around, it's Christmas time. It's a great time at work when a new episode of SOS was out. It was, man. It was awesome. I wonder if we'll ever get the NC-17 cut of Event Horizon. Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't know if that was ever a thing. There are already so many Five Nights ripoffs. You'd be fine. Oh, okay. I love MMOs, but ain't nobody got time for that. Probably. Star Wars: The Old Republic. Interesting. Is it less or more impressive that I'm awake at 9? Oh, I guess because it would be 7:20 right now. So, and Shozama, welcome. Shozama, did you get your James Cameron 4K Blu-rays today? Because I didn't. Mine aren't coming until Thursday and Friday. So, bonobo juice. Okay. So look, here's the thing. There's no one. It's not gonna happen. Apple pie crumble has won. Blackberry jam cannoli has come in second, and white chocolate peanut butter sugar cookie has come. I'm sorry, I had it wrong. White chocolate peanut butter sugar cookie came in second. Blackberry jam cannoli came in third. So it's apple pie crumble. Apple pie crumble. Licious from Australia. That is what we're going to be vaping tonight. But here's the thing. I got to go grab some materials. I got to grab some stuff so we're going to do like a live mixing thing. Okay? So if you will, give me just a couple of minutes to get things together. I'm going to move that out of the way. Hopefully I don't stop anything. And yeah, I'll be right back with some stuff. Okay, got to gather it all up. Be right back. Hi, got all the stuff. I've got my handy dandy digital scale. I have my vegetable glycerin, which you can see is very thick. See how thick that is? See how it sticks? Yeah. And then propylene glycol, which you can see. Oh, you can't see. That's a very, very thin liquid. And then nicotine. So, oh crap. Okay. Got in my bottle opener. So here's the deal. In the UK and Australia, you have to use Nick shots. And they come in these little tiny bottles. I actually had some that were expired. But there's these little tiny bottles, and it's basically what I'm going to do here. But what it does is it basically makes this 100 milliliter bottle with 0 milligrams of nicotine in it, 120 mils with 3 milligram in it. Does that make sense? So that's what we've got to do. We've got to add enough VG and enough PG and enough nicotine to make this 120 mils, 3 milligram. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull up my handy dandy calculator and we're going to figure this out and get this done. So while we do that, why don't we put this in here? Oh my God, that's so loud. That's so loud. That's so loud. That's so loud. Why is that so loud? And why is it visible? Can you guys hear that? Is it super freaking loud? Is that good? I'm sorry. I didn't know it was going to be that loud. Let me see. Properties. It was loud at first. Now it's low. Is it good? Is it good? Are we okay? Oh, Phil Holland, welcome. No Abyss 4K in Australia for UK. Oh, wait. And AUS for UK. Officially canceled as they wanted the scene with the rat drowning cut. Cameron said no, Disney canceled it. No 4K is not region locked. But 4K is not region locked. Exactly. It needs to be louder. How about this? We'll go up to here. We'll just keep that here. How's that? Is that good? Okay. So, first thing you do is gotta take off this cap with my handy dandy bottle opener. Wait, where's the... So for some reason, in Australia and the UK, they think it's safer to give people bottles of nicotine that they add to it themselves rather than, just sell it bottled the way it is. Doesn't make any sense. So that's why we've got to do this stuff. And when I bought this liquid, I did not buy Nick shots. But that's okay. I'm a mixer. I can do this stuff myself. So I hit the wrong button. Did I do something? Oh crap. Actually, let's do this. Let's go to this website, which I can't mention because I'll probably get claimed by YouTube. Oh my gosh. It smells pretty dang good. I just got to say, pretty dang good. Okay, so this is going to make 20 mils, which is exactly what I need. And it's going to be 3 milligram. Gotcha. Okay. So the first thing I need to add is a little bit of PG. Actually, I'll add the nicotine first. Because this is refrigerated. It needs to go back in the fridge. So 3.73 is the bit. Are the batteries dead? Fantastic. The batteries are dead. Holy crap, and it takes 4 batteries? Okay. Yeah. So, give me a second. I'm going to go grab some more batteries. Be right back. I was thinking it is, why did it stop playing? Why did it stop playing? Oh. Loop. There we go. Now it'll just loop. I was thinking, oh, there's no way 1 out of 2 has to be live mixed, you know? 1 out of 2. There's no way that this is gonna win. Well, it won. So, joke's on me, I guess. Okay. On. Okay, it's not turning on at all. What is going on? Okay, so maybe I'm gonna have to think, Rob. Okay, what do I do? I don't know. Okay, why is this not working at all now? Did I put the batteries in wrong? No. Everything looks fine. Everything is fine. Guys, this is normal. This is really normal. Everything is fine. I think we have another digital scale. Dude, what the hell, man? I'm actually kind of upset because I don't think they sell this I don't think they sell this scale anymore, which is kind of a bummer. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ask the wife if she has a digital scale that I can borrow, because that's really upsetting. Hold on. We have a scale. It's a digital scale. Okay, wait. Let's do this. Oh, here's a problem. It doesn't do decimal points. And I need decimal points. I can't just get close. This is kind of an exact science. I'm really disappointed that my scale isn't working. Damn it. We might have to go with the second place winner. until I can get a new digital scale. Which has never happened in the history of Order 42. But the thing is, man, this thing has been through the ringer, man. But I've used it for years for this. For doing vape stuff. Okay, here's the deal. What we're going to do is we're going to go with the second place winner. Okay? Jack Bauer starring Ism. Look, I apologize. This is not how I envisioned this thing happening, this thing going. But the problem is, like I said, I need a digital scale with up to 1/100ths of a gram. That only does full grams. Doesn't do decimals. So I can't do this. So, yeah, we're just gonna have to go with the second place, and then I'll make it up to you next week. And we'll do this whole thing the exact way it's supposed to work. Okay? Next week. Okay? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go put this back up. Be right back. How disappointing. I know. I'm so sorry. So, second place. Wait a minute. Let me get caught up here. We had to do that in Michigan for like 3 months, then the law got reversed. And yeah, it just won't turn on. That's the bummer part of it, is it just won't turn on at all. And again, this worked like 2 hours ago it worked. But it's also, I've been using the scale for like 10 years. It's just weird that it would choose now. I'm pushing all the buttons and it just won't come on. It's just such a bummer. I mean, not to mention, I was excited about trying the apple pie crumble. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna move on. We've got a thing here. Got a thing here. Let's see. Besides aliens and Nazis, who else are superheroes allowed to kill? Because they always seem the exception to the rule. Interesting. You want me to lower the music a little bit? Okay, here we go. Down a little bit. Is it really a good stream if things don't go wrong? I mean, maybe not. I mean, JX, yes, definitely, possibly. I'm not sure. Superheroes are allowed to kill the bad guys. Apparently. Villains are who are going to die anyway, but only to stop them from killing someone else who may or may not be looking. Verified Rob doesn't sell drugs. Or buy them enough to have scales. That's true. That's true. The song is disappointing. Really? Do we need something else? Here, how about we do this? We'll get rid of this. I actually like that song. But we'll do a different song for the we'll do one of my songs. Huh? You want to do one of my songs? We'll do one of my songs for when I'm doing the tasting. Oh, it's disappointing that that I didn't sell drugs. Okay. Vaping turns you into a chemist. It sounds like bully background music. Really? I actually like that song. But anyway, so here's what we're doing. White chocolate, peanut butter, sugar cookie. Look, this is going to be pretty good, I think. Out of all of the ones that we've tried from Uncommon, this is the one that I was looking forward to the most. Okay. Doing the Nuck. See that? Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm not gonna share any thoughts just yet because you just don't know. Because here's the thing, what happens a lot of times is that what you taste off the Nuck isn't what you get in the vape, and it's just that's the way it is. Oh, I got to turn this thing on. Okay, it's on. Okay, this is kind of exciting. I've got a thought in my head right now. We'll see if it comes true. Okay, screw the tank on, open the thing at the top, and then fill it up. Okay. Okay. Cap on. Airflow set. Yeah. Let's see. Wait a minute. That's what I voted for. Sounds really good. Play Cuban Pete because he's the king of the rumba beat. I mean, if that would probably get me claimed, wouldn't it? It probably would. I think probably claim that. It would probably, yeah. My knuckles taste like cement and crushed dreams. You could really see the outline of the moon tonight. What are you doing looking at the moon? It's always there. I'm just kidding. What if we looked up and it just wasn't there? Okay. Here we go. So this is Uncommon peanut butter, chocolate, white chocolate, sugar cookies. You can't be outside and watch a stream? I mean, I guess. I mean, if you want. I mean, be out in nature and shit. I don't know. But here we go. Okay. So, again, I'm going to mute my microphone so that you can't hear me. Okay? So, it's just going to be like this. I'm going to start talking, right? But then all of a sudden, it's going to you couldn't hear that because I didn't set up the stream correctly. So anyway, going to mute my microphone like this. So I'm going to be talking and then all of a sudden we're gonna turn that down now. Okay. Uh, so it's still playing. Shut up. Okay. So here's the deal. First off, this is awesome. The peanut butter that I got off of the Nuck reminded me of those almost like a peanut butter powder. Is anybody had anything with like a peanut butter powder? Like what I was kind of thinking was like there's a Mexican candy and I don't know what the name. Turn it down. You turned it off. Yeah, I turned it off. Turn it off. Did you want to listen to the whole thing? What I probably should have done, if you like that song so much, I should have just played that during my, what are we doing? Oh my God. But sorry. Yeah, I did turn it off. But anyway, there's a Mexican chocolate with like a peanut butter powder and it's amazing. It's so freaking good. It's one of my favorite candies I've ever tried. And it's like, I can't find it anywhere. But they're in like little discs, like formed. It's almost like sweet tarts are like formed sugar, right? Just flavored sugar. This is like peanut butter, but peanut powder formed into like a disc. And you take a bite of it. It's kind of crumbly and kind of crispy. And it's awesome. That's what I tasted off the Nuck. Here, I taste more of a... It's milder. It's much milder. Mazapan, yes. That's it. That is it. And it's awesome. They're awesome. I love them. I love them so much. But I can't find them anywhere. But maybe it's because, maybe you have to go to, a gas station that's not like a 7-Eleven or a Quick Trip, because that's all that's around here. It's so tasty. But this tastes more like you get everything. So it's white chocolate peanut butter sugar cookie. You know what I mean? All at the same time. Marzipan. But here's the problem. I cleaned this out today, and apparently I didn't rinse it very well. There is a hint of soap that I'm getting as well. And when that happens, it usually takes about a tank for that soap flavor to kind of go away. So I'm having to separate my, like how actually good it is, because there's some soap in there too. But anyway, the De La Rosa brand, they have peanut butter. Okay. Well, there it is. Yes. A 40-piece box display is $26 on Amazon. I might be buying that. Or maybe one of these. I don't need a display. Oh, they have them at Walmart. They have at Walmart? Oh crap, I'm buying that. But yeah, these are amazing. 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 I only use soap on my dishes and butt. Well, here's the thing. I have a thing. What's it called? It's a thing that basically you put it was created for like jewelry. Like you could put some kind of solution in this basket and it and it vibrates and it shakes loose all of the stuff. Well, I have found over the years that if I'm changing flavors, I'll put a couple of drops of soap in there. But I think I might have put too much ultrasonic cleaner. Yes. That's it. Yes. I think I either put too much soap in there or I didn't rinse it well enough, because like I said, I'm tasting soap, which isn't great. But the white chocolate, this is good. This is really good. Like really good. Yeah. Yeah. Uh yeah, I'm going to buy some of that for sure. Uh I'm saying I don't use soap on my mod. Don't be pedantic. What? Alkanox? Well, mine's just a little tiny one. It's a little tiny one and it's made for like, your rings or whatever. Um but I use it to clean out my RDAs when I've put when I'm changing liquids. It helps to clean out the stuff. I think I just put too much soap in there. This is really good though. I'm looking forward to the soap flavor going away. And you know what? As a bonus, since since Cosmo wanted to hear the whole song apparently, uh, let's do this. Let's go ahead and try this. Why not? And then we'll try this next week for sure. Damn. This is badass. Really good. And look, the song's ending. Very good. Very good. So look, I mean, I know these two lost, right? This came in second, this came in third, but both of these are awesome. Uh so yay. Awesome. Man, blackberry jam cannoli. It's the blackberry is okay. You know how like you can get like a blackberry flavor? Maybe you don't know this, but sometimes like a blackberry flavor, it just tastes like the berry. This tastes like you took a bite out of a blackberry. So you get kind of that seedy the pulp, you know? It's literally like a jam, not like jelly, like a jelly flavor would be, but a jam where it's like you got bits and pieces of the fruit in there. That's what this tastes like. It is fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, again, Twisted Timmy. If you're interested, you can actually look up all of these flavors. I can't give you a link, but you can look up these flavors online and you can find them. But yeah, amazing. Both of these insanely good. Insanely good. Uh have a pedantic day. I don't know what words mean. My dad and I would get marzipan whenever we would be in Acuna or Del Rio. All right. It's a powder detergent that the granules help and wash away easier than dish soap. Okay. Well, see, the thing is though it's such a small thing. I don't know if it'll have time to do its thing in there, but I get what you're saying. You like Ninjinzu? You like that song? Okay, I'll tell you this. Out of all the songs that I made, that song is the most complete. And what I mean is, it's not only the most complete, but it's also the most original song that I did. All the other songs, a lot of the other songs were based off of something, you know, and I was just really messing around. That one in particular was something I created. It came from me, like completely. Now, the one that I've played before, I think I've played it before. It's a longer song and it's got like it's like strings at the beginning and then it turns into like a song, right? For like the last 2 minutes. That one is original too. But like that one that I played, I think a couple of weeks ago, that one was basically just like almost a cover of that Fifth Element song. There's other songs that I wrote that came from Mega Man 2. You know, I mean it's the most original song I have. So, at least next show will be dedicated to apple pie. It will. It will because I'm going to buy another digital scale today. I'm going to split. My phone is almost dead. My charger's too close to my bed for me to not finish that journey. JX, thank you for being here. I know we didn't really talk movies that much tonight, but hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. And Gamer Tamer 360, welcome. That's my brother. Hi, how's it going? This music makes me feel like I'm in a PS2 game menu just waiting for the game to start. Matt Walls. That's actually a pretty good compliment because that was written. I think that one was written around 1998, 97, 98, which is right around that time. So thanks. I appreciate that. And I think a lot of my music would fit in well with a lot of the. I mean, it doesn't sound super 80s, but it definitely has sort of a retro feel to it. But I mean, all of those songs were written in like 98, 99. So I appreciate that. That's actually a really good compliment. So I thank you. I thank you for that. Pedantic is overly concerned with details or minutiae rules. Don't be a pedant. I don't even know how to say pedant. I know pedantic. What software did you use for the songs? It all came from my Roland XP50. It was all there. I did everything on board. And I literally record digitally to a computer. That's it. There was no software involved in the making of that song. It was all onboard stuff on the XP50, which I learned really like I got pretty good at because it has a 16 track sequencer on that, but it's dead. The board is dead now, so I can't even boot it up to do anything. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, I did record them all digitally. I put them on MP3 way back in the day, and there you go. We still get to enjoy them. So there you go. I can use that word, committing to memory. Yes. Don't be so focused on the details. Cosma. That was Cosma, right? That was... It's great. Learned it from an episode of Family Guy. Shallow and pedantic. Right. I had to look it up, and that's where I heard it first. Pedant. I'm multitasking, working, playing RuneScape 3, and participating in your stream. I have 4 monitors. Well, look at you. Look at you working and doing all the things. Actually, I'm going to try the white chocolate peanut butter again. That is pretty good. Neon City Riders is what Ricky was talking about earlier. I don't know what kind of game this is. I mean, it looks interesting. I just don't know. Is it like a... It's hard to tell what kind of game this is, but it's kind of neat. Kind of neat. Also, I just wanted to look. I know how much that a lot of us are big on the on physical media, right? I get it. I totally get it. But there's kind of an amazing deal right now over on iTunes that I just wanted to bring up to you. If you're a fan of Battlestar Galactica, get out of here. $24.99 for the complete series. That's pretty good. And also, over here on the right-hand side, The Expanse complete series, $24.99. I'm not a huge Galactica fan, but The Expanse, I love that show. And to just have it all in one place, that sounds pretty good. But you got Parks and Rec for $24.99, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, $24.99, Quantum Leap. I mean, there's some movies in here too. Ferrari, I still haven't seen Ferrari. Mr. Robot for $19.99. I'm just saying, every now and then there's pretty good digital deals. I know people, they crap on it. I get it. But that's pretty damn cheap. Just saying. Apparently there's Blockbuster Experience in Orlando now. They replicate the store as much as possible with real countertops and employee vests. It's on YouTube now. You should drop a link in the chat, Wraith. Maybe we'll look at it. Which one is worse for your health? Vaping daily or hitting the hookah occasionally? Yeah, I would say the hookah too, because anytime you're carbonizing, anytime you're setting something on fire, it's a carcinogen. This is vaporizing. There's nothing is being burned. Vaping. It's just not. But that's just a thing. Oh boy. Was Joey in Blossom? I don't know. I'm not sure. But basically, vaping is 95% safer than smoking. So, well, I don't know if we can watch this, but there's the link if you want to watch it.
Some family videos.
Okay. Okay, kind of interesting. Here, let me put this over here. I'm not going to play it, but we can look at it. So, the Blockbuster Experience. So, they've definitely got some stuff, but we never wore those shirts. We wore polos with a yellow collar, and the Blockbuster logo was right here. And the vests, never even saw those vests before. But that looks like an actual sign. That's pretty cool. Like these vests, no, never happened. I mean, it's kind of neat. And that definitely, those are definitely Blockbuster shelves back there. Oops, let me go back. Here, let me mute this. Yeah, those look like Blockbuster shelves back there. I mean, it's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. What is that? I don't know what that is. It's kind of neat. But where the Blockbuster actual, like the, because Blockbuster never used to be like that until the end. Where, there would be like a little label down here at the bottom where we would scan it. But for the most part, it was the old, which I don't know if I have. I know I have some of the older, like DVDs with the actual slips in there. Hold on. No, not that one. No. No, no. Hmm. No. No. Okay, I think I give up. Okay, so there used to be, yeah. So in between like this, right? So what they would do, some stores, you've got the cover art, but then here is where there would be the old Blockbuster logo, right? What they used to do is that when they would keep these behind the behind the regular one, and then they would just flip this to the front when it was time to sell it off. I don't have any like that. So, but that's what they used to be, and the label was here when we started showing the cover art on the outside. So take that. I mean, if you're trying to be as accurate as possible, VHS was never like this. Now for sale, sure, but on the shelf when we used to rent them, they were in those clamshells. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they were polos. Yeah. Let me see. Blockbuster polo. Yep. Just like the second one here. Look at that. $130. I wish I'd kept all mine. I wish I'd kept them all mine, just because, I mean, they were mine. But oh, look at this. You can actually buy the polos? Seriously? Holy crap. I didn't know you could do that. That's kind of cool. So you can buy one if you want. I mean, I don't really need to buy one. But yeah, that was the deal back then. We all, if it was a corporate store. Now, the franchises could pretty much do whatever they wanted to do. But so there. Oh, I know, Rufus. Scott Bakula did say "oh boy" in every episode. In every episode. Any links for that Battlestar Galactica? Possibly. Copy link. Here's the link. Here. For that. Just in case you want it. When I dance at a wedding, I do the hookah too. He said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Whoa" in "Whoa" was Joey and Blossom. I got you. I got you. Whoa. Yeah. Right. 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 Let me see. Go back. That's not kind of cool. That's awesome. They sell replica cards. I miss Family Video. Now I need to buy my own disc resurfacer. Yeah, those were actually really expensive. We didn't have one like that. It was if a game went bad, we sent it back. We sent it back to the corporate office, and sometimes we'd get replacements, sometimes we wouldn't. All I gotta say is Blockbuster is evil corporation. It drove mom and pop video stores out of business. Ito, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I didn't have. I had a video library by me, and I don't know if that was a chain, but Blockbuster definitely came in and ran all the video store chains or video store things out of my area. But back then I was young and I didn't care. I was like, oh man, look at the selection, right? So for me, it was like that's I mean, that's just what happened. And I worked for Blockbuster for many years. It's on Apple TV Plus. What is, Ricky? Well, I mean, it's through iTunes, but if you have see, I don't know how that works. Like, does Movies Anywhere? Do you guys use Movies Anywhere? You know, like if you buy it on Amazon and you have it linked to your Movies Anywhere, then if it's the right studio, it'll show up in iTunes as well, or in Google Play or whatever. And it's shared between them. I don't know if that works for TV series. The link for Battlestar is to Apple TV, right? Because it's through iTunes. Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I mean, it's iTunes basically is Apple TV now. They've kind of gotten rid of iTunes. iTunes is for music only now, but it still says iTunes, and I always think iTunes when I think of that. But yeah. But I get what you're saying about Blockbuster though, and wear it to Retropalooza. That would be kind of cool. If you really don't mind, if you don't really own it, buying digital, then piracy isn't stealing. I mean, Ted, I get what you're saying, but no. That's not the way it works. Here's the thing. I get why people are upset about the digital stuff. I too prefer physical when I can. But I have a lot of digital movies. And guess how many have been taken away from me? I'll give you one guess. One guess, and one guess only. That's right. 0. None have been ever taken away from me. Now, there have been cases where, because all of those licenses are attached to one file on Apple servers, which is probably not Apple servers. It's probably like an Amazon Web Services sort of portal. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is it links to one file. And that file can be updated by the studio. And the studio can do that. But it's very rare. It's very rare. And to me, in my opinion, when you're buying a movie online or on digital for $4.99, that's just as cheap as renting it. And I don't believe, at this point in my life, I can't justify piracy. I just can't. I can't. Now, you might say, well, if you buy it from Half Price Books, they're still not getting the money from it. Well, no, but you're still getting a copy of the movie. And you're paying Half Price Books for stocking it and acquiring it from whoever brought it in, right? So it's kind of one of those things. It is a gray area, but I don't believe in doing that. I'm sorry. I can't do that. What you're buying is a license for that movie on that system. So yes, if you buy a movie on iTunes or any of them, Amazon, Google Play, whatever, you're buying a license for that movie. And yes, that the license for that movie will never change, but what it links to can be changed. And in a way, yes, they definitely could take it away from you. But I don't know. I can't justify it. I just can't. I used to be able to. I used to be able to justify it. I pirated a lot of stuff back in the day, but I don't now. Everything that I watch is I either rent it or I mean, shit, a lot of the stuff where it's like, oh, I can't find that on iTunes or anywhere. Well, look on YouTube because a lot of those movies are on YouTube. So, but at the same time, I just can't justify it. I get what you're saying though, Ted. And I'm not trying to come down on you. That's just my personal opinion. So, that is an authentic counter they use. I wonder how much it cost them. I don't know. Mom and pop suck though. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Some of them were like genuinely good stores. The ones around me, nah, they weren't great. I put one in for my Voodoo last week. Yeah, see, and Voodoo is the same. Well, now it's, what is it, Fandango at Home or whatever it's called now. It's because Fandango bought Voodoo. But yeah, Voodoo will link in there too. But the weird thing is like I bought, I can't remember what I bought. Oh, it was Breaking Bad. I have the Breaking Bad set in here somewhere, and I had the only place that you could get the digital code was through Voodoo, so I got it on Voodoo, but it doesn't translate to anything else. I have to watch it if I want to watch Breaking Bad digitally. I have to watch it through Voodoo, so it's just a weird thing. I hated Viking Video. Used to rent Princess Tomato and the Salad Kingdom from there, and Crystalis. Is it Crystalis or Crystalis? I don't know. Personally, I was super young during the Blockbuster era, and I gotta say, the toys and collectibles from Blockbuster were so much better than anywhere else. You go to Walmart or Toys R Us or Target, but Blockbuster was the toys goat. I mean, you're not wrong. Blockbuster had some awesome stuff. I hope that sale is there Friday. I want to rewatch Battlestar. I mean, yeah, probably. Usually they update their sales. Well, they update them on Tuesdays and Fridays, but a lot of times the sale will go on for a week. So if it goes on sale on Tuesday, usually goes off sale the next Tuesday. But don't quote me on that. It may actually end on Friday. So, just saying. Oh, look at that. Mr. Streams, Rufus. Yeah, that's very nice, Ito. We didn't sell toys at the Blockbuster I worked at. Oh yeah. We sold all kinds of crap. All kinds of crap. Also, I wanted to bring this up, and I know that not everybody's going to be into this, but I finished reading The Dark Tower last night. Oh my God, what a series. And by the way, this book set is no longer available. I think it's really cool that the covers match up. So it's basically one set of covers on the top that link up, and then the bottom ones link up. I just think that's freaking cool. Okay? It's really freaking cool. But I love Dark Tower, man. It was great. If you're a Stephen King fan, it's worth giving it a shot because there are so many links to other Stephen King books. It's awesome. It's great. I loved it. I loved it so much. It's also one of those where you also have to have the patience for side quests, basically, because there are a couple of books that are almost entirely side quest. Basically, hey, we're going to tell the story from when Roland was this age or whatever. Amazing. I thought it was amazing, and I hadn't been affected by a book series like this since Harry Potter. So yes, by that rationale, is better than Wheel of Time for me. It was insanely good and very surprising, and I loved it. So take that. It was great. It was great. So if you're interested in uh if you're interested in Stephen King at all and you haven't read The Dark Tower like me, because people go, "Oh, The Dark Tower is like blah 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 blah," blah and you turned you off on it, give it a shot because holy crap, that was great. And yes, Wraith, those are beautiful covers, and apparently that book set is no longer available to purchase, which is kind of a bummer because those are beautiful. I always said Crystal Is, but yeah, I think it's Crystalis. Yeah, yeah. Did you sell big floppy willies? Hi, Leon. How you doing? Isn't it like super late over there? I mean, I'm not complaining, but hi, Leon. Yoshi was here earlier. It's good to see you, man. I don't think the Dark Tower we filmed in Croatia is ever coming out. Was the Gunslinger book, I think, but we did that 3 years ago. Yeah, as far as I know, everything Dark Tower has been scrapped. But I think you had said at one point that you had worked on something like that. And yeah, I would have loved to have seen how that turned out. Was it a series that you were doing or a movie? Because that's actually interesting if it was a series, because that's the only way that this book series, that the Dark Tower could be done, to me, is you would have to do it as a series, because it is so dense and there's so many there's so much connective tissue. It's kind of like this, okay? I don't know if you've ever been watching an episode of South Park, and this is just an example. That pic of me and Michael Rooker is from it. Damn, dude. That's awesome. It's 222 for Leon. Okay. So think about this. Oh, and Ted, it's fine. I don't think I've ever pirated anything. I pirated a lot. But at some point it was just like, why? Why am I doing this? I can afford this. You know? And I feel like you can even play those gymnastics of well, I'm not really taking out of the pockets of the people that made the movie. I'm taking out of the pockets of the people that own the movie now, which is the studio, and yeah, they can afford it. But I can't justify it anymore. He said he was wearing the same boots he wore from Tombstone, which is pretty cool. That is cool. Damn. Not Gary. Welcome, sir. Good to see you as well. But look, I mean, it's just a thing. But piracy really does hurt independent films, if you know what I mean. It does. So, I've been playing Final Fantasy so long nights, over oh my god, 100 hours. See, he's got 100 hours in Rebirth. Blockbuster had the Pokemon Snap machines. Ooh. I have a Dark Tower comic. I would like a complete hardbound. You mean like this? This was given to me by John Michael. John Michael, who's been on the show and he's come into the chat from time to time. He sent me this for a prize. And it's awesome. I haven't read it yet because, again, I just finished the books yesterday. And they said you got to finish the books before you read the comics. So, but anyway. Man, that's awesome though. Tombstone is my girlfriend's favorite Western movie. She has a cool framed picture. Shut Your Butthole. That's the comics? Yeah. So they put the omnibus of the Dark Tower. This is there's 3 of them. So they did one that's this is full of beginnings. So it's all the stories from before the Dark Tower takes place. So his, early life. And then they did, I assume that at some point they decided we're going to just do a comic retelling of all the books. And they did The Gunslinger and they did Drawing of the Three, and then they stopped. So yeah. And it's not, I mean, look, it's not that expensive on Amazon. I looked it up one day and I was like, wow, that's already come down quite a bit. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, I mean 52, 54 is not bad for that. Not bad at all. But there's the Gunslinger one. God, that's bright. It came out recently, somewhat recently. And I don't know if I'm going to get those. Cuz I mean, I have the book. But man, I'm telling you, I am enamored with that series. It was so good. So good. But yeah. But speaking of Stephen King, look at this. So they made a version of Salem's Lot and written, directed, and executive produced by Gary Dauberman, who did Annabelle. They did this version of Salem's Lot that was supposed to come out in 2022. And now it's just skipping movie theaters and it's going to stream on HBO or on Max in 2024 sometime this year. So at least it wasn't just, like Coyote versus Acme. So it is coming out. But since Salem's Lot is one of the first Stephen King books that I read, and that shot is from the TV movie. But yeah, that's a thing. It's kind of a bummer. And some also Warner news. Bad news we got today. The Batman 2 for Matt Reeves is now postponed. It was supposed to come out October 3rd, 2025. It's now coming out October 2nd, 2026. So kind of a bummer. But then there's this Paul Thomas Anderson, Leonardo DiCaprio movie. What is that about? And apparently it's getting IMAX. So, yeah. That's some bad cauliflower ear. Oh, yeah, that. Yeah. The original TV series, man, it gave me nightmares. But of course, it came out when I was like 3 or 4. I was way too young to freaking watch that movie, okay? Way too freaking young. But I watched it, and I really enjoyed it. And it, like I said, it was the first Stephen King book I ever read. And way back when I was probably way too young to read that book. But I read it, and in fact, my mom bought me, I think I have a copy somewhere. My mom bought me a copy of Drawing of the Three because she knew I liked Stephen King. I hadn't read the first Gunslinger book, but I had the second one. So it was weird. And I never read it. I just looked at the pictures and was like, what the hell is going on in this book? Nothing seems to make sense. I never read it. I mean, until now, of course. But yeah, a new Paul Thomas Anderson, Leonardo DiCaprio movie. It releases on August 8th. It stars Leo. It stars Sean Penn, Regina Hall, Teyana Taylor, Wood Harris, Alana Haim, and Chase Infinity. Sounds like a car dealership. Who's Chase Infinity? The movie will have access to IMAX. Anderson wrote and produces with Sarah Murphy and Adam Sandler. And then there's a Barry Levinson directed Robert De Niro twin mobster movie, Alto Nights. was pushed from November 15th of this year to March 21st of next year. Nick Pileggi wrote with Deborah Messing, Cosmo Jarvis, Catherine Narducci, and Mikhail Rispoli starring. Cosmo Jarvis, by the way, can be seen in Shogun. If you aren't watching Shogun, you should be watching that. Let's see. Backfilling the Batman 2's old date is Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride, which stars Christian Bale, Jesse Buckley, Peter Sarsgaard, Annette Bening, and Penelope Cruz. Recently, what's the guy's name? The comedian that was on that had a really good Field of Dreams bit at the Oscars. I can never remember the guy's name. Anyway, he told a story about having to send in a tape to audition for this movie, The Bride. Apparently, that's the movie that he did not get. So, yeah. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Sent you a few pics from it if you're interested. It's never coming out, so who cares? I will look at them with my whole face. All of it. I prefer pale W.S. Anderson. That's very correct. Close. Pale W.S. Anderson, because everything that he made should be just thrown into a garbage pail. I don't like a lot of his movies. I know who you meant. I watched two movies the past couple of days, Spaceman and Argyle. I would have rather watched Dune. Wow, that bad? Holy crap. I had a song that said, I've got benefits, but there'll be none for you. Much like Deborah, I'm just messing you. Get benefits too. You should be in a garbage pail. How dare you? I'm not a big fan of his, like, anything. I can't think of a movie that he's done that I like. I think he did Event Horizon. And I remember at the time I liked it. But then, like I said, I watched it recently and was like, wow, this is not a good movie. Deborah Messing? Gotcha, Rufus. Gotcha. Leon, Bujo. They're both pretty terrible, unfortunately. Spaceman. I've heard of this. What is that? Spaceman. Movie. Adam Sandler. I'll tell you what though, Carey Mulligan. Carey Mulligan is right up there with Jodie Foster as, in my opinion, they can almost do no wrong. Awesome. She's awesome. Carey Mulligan is awesome. If you did not fall in love with Carey Mulligan in the movie Drive, then you just must not be into girls. Which is fine. This day and age, who am I to judge? But man, Carey Mulligan. And she's a great actress as well. 95 Mortal Kombat was a masterpiece. Kinda. Yeah. Hey, Ricky, I'm not talking about saying that, hey, Drive is an amazing movie. I think it's an amazingly shot movie. I think the pacing is pretty awful. It feels like sometimes it feels longer than it should be. I love Ryan Gosling. I love Carey Mulligan. It's worth it just to watch them work. But I'm not a huge fan of that movie. But Carey Mulligan is amazing. Just saying. I'm just saying. But let's talk about the Oscars real quick before we go. I'm actually impressed that I've lasted this long. When we started, I was like, man, this is going to be like an hour-long stream. But we're still here. But look, the Oscars were a thing. I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I watched about the last 10 minutes of it. But mostly I was looking at the clips on like Twitter, X, right? So I was watching kind of like a real time thing, and I was watching something else while I was watching it. But then uh Shozama posted a link to a Twitch stream that was just streaming it. So I was like, I'll just watch it. The Sarandon bloodline is probably the sexiest in Hollywood. I mean, that is yes, very attractive women. Or the Busey bloodline, sexy. I don't know about that, unless you really like teeth. But anyway, anyway, of course we talked about John Cena earlier. Ivory Hunters, yeah. But I mean, look, Gary Busey has a. I love Gary Busey, and it's mainly just for that one role in Point Break when he's Utah. Give me 2. It's there. Ito. Cena was there. I didn't see him. Da, 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 da. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton bit, top tier. The Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt bit, great. Dude, Ryan Gosling in the I'm Just Ken, come on. I mean, I'm sorry. That was entertaining, man. That stuff was really, really entertaining. And then, of course, we got the winners. Oppenheimer came out on top, 7 Oscars. In my opinion, greatly deserved. I love that movie. And to me, it is by far Christopher Nolan's best movie. By far. And I have the Christopher Nolan. I got the set. I got the Christopher Nolan set here. I'm a fan. But I think that Oppenheimer was his best movie. But yeah, I heard it bombed. That's the only, like, when people criticize the actual explosion, I can understand that. But that is this much of an amazing movie. It's beautifully shot. Of course, it won best cinematography. And here's another one. Here's another one. A lot of people were saying that Poor Things deserve best cinematography. And I say nay. Poor Things, I don't remember who said that they watched Poor Things. Was it Phil? I think Phil was saying that he watched Poor Things and he said it was just weird and there's a lot of sex in it. I watched it Sunday night or Saturday night. And yeah, you're not wrong. It was a lot of freaking Emma Stone is like, I mean, like, she's naked a lot in that movie. Mark Ruffalo was freaking hilarious. But man, that movie just felt like, that was another movie that it felt longer than it was. It just felt like the pacing was off. I don't know. But it was beautifully made. The costume design, the makeup, the production design, which is what it won for, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Makeup and hairstyling, Poor Things. Production design, Poor Things. It won 4. What was the other thing that it won for? Costume design. Yeah. Those were amazing. But the way things were shot, I didn't like, actually. There's a lot in that, the way that it was shot, I didn't enjoy. And I think Oppenheimer deservedly won for that. I guess a lot of people are kind of upset that Lily Gladstone didn't win Best Actress. But here's the thing. The more that I thought about it, because I was thinking she was a shoo-in. I thought yeah, she's going to win. But then I started thinking about it. And Lily Gladstone was definitely the lead actress in that movie. But she was only in about 60% of the movie. Emma Stone carried Poor Things, almost all the way through, every single scene has Emma Stone in it. So, in a way, I can kind of understand that. And then on top of that, man, her performance was insane. Insanely good. Now, I was honestly getting a little tired of her being naked all the time. I was like, can you just, I don't know, put some clothes on? Because what the hell? There's a lot of, there's a lot of nudity in that movie. She's naked a lot. But, yeah, I think she was great. She was great in it. Even though, and I think Mark Ruffalo was more hilarious than I've ever seen him. It just, it's worth watching for him alone. But the way that it's shot, there's a lot of people that probably just fell in love with the way that that movie looked. And I'm talking about, again, the makeup, the costume design, the production design, all that stuff. But yeah, yeah. Not watching Poor Things sounds kind of, well, here's the thing. I get what you're saying, but it's the way that it's done. I don't know, man. It's a weird one. It's a weird one. It's a weird movie, and I actually enjoyed watching it. And I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying. It's a weird concept. Very strange. But my friend was posting lots on his Facebook as I thought he was going to win best special effects for The Creator. He's been a bit quiet the past couple days. And then Bucho asked, what were your favorite acceptance speeches? I think that one, that Godzilla -1 won for best visual effects. I think it's huge for Japan. It's the first Godzilla movie to win anything at the Academy Awards. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the first Japanese Academy Award, right? Isn't that what they said? No, that's not. It can't be right. That can't be right because that can't be right. But it's the first. It's definitely the first yeah, because what's his face? But yeah, Godzilla -1 won best visual effects, beating The Creator, which I think was the front runner. And if The Creator had won, I wouldn't have seen it now, or I wouldn't have complained at all. But I actually really liked the way that John Campea phrased. He said, I applaud Godzilla -1 for winning, but I don't think that was, I don't think those were the best visual effects. He said The Creator should have won. And it's because of what The Creator did and the way that visual effects were created for The Creator. If you watch some of those behind the scenes things, it's insanely good. It's so impressive what they did, and how the way that they went about it was so ingenious. But you could also argue that the reason that Godzilla -1 was as successful as it was with the visual effects is because the visual effects were planned. And if you want to know why some of these movies go crazy in their production budget or in their budgets, it's because they're literally shooting people on green screen and figuring out what's going to happen later. And then you've heard the term, we'll fix it in post. There's so much waste going on because people change their minds in the middle of making the movie or in the middle of editing the movie. They say, well, what if you made him do this? And then they have to go back and do something, and they give them a week to do it. So then it looks like crap, and then people look at the movie and they go, man, those visual effects people suck. But you know what I'm saying? So it's Godzilla -1 is a triumph, no question. And it might have been my favorite single moment. But then I'll tell you this, what was it? Yeah, Cord Jefferson won adapted screenplay, American Fiction, beating out Barbie and Oppenheimer, which I chose Oppenheimer for that. But it beat out both of those and Poor Things and The Zone of Interest. But Cord Jefferson got up there and said, I know that Hollywood is risk averse and that, but here's the thing. There's all these $200 million budget movies out there. What if instead of making one of those, you made 10, $20 million movies? And people were clapping. And I'm like, this guy gets it. This guy gets it. And this is one of those things that it's just, there's so much waste in Hollywood that I would definitely prefer that they took a chance on more smaller films. I mean, like, you've got somebody like Blumhouse that comes out with a $10 million budget movie and it makes $100 million and people are like, oh my God, it's so amazing. Yeah, well, that's because the budget was only $10 million. So yeah, they raked in money from that. I don't understand why the studios let these movies go so crazy. But they make three or four movies at once and decide what to do in post. Yeah, exactly, Ted. Yeah. Partially because it costs them nothing. VFX still have no union, so when they take a job, it will be for a set amount, and studios can keep adding more and more for no extra money. It's how the Life of Pi studio went bust. Exactly. But part of the issue is if you planned ahead of time what the scene was going to be, if you planned it ahead of time, it wouldn't cost as much, and you could do a lot more stuff practically, which would cost less money. There's so many reasons why these budgets are huge, but that's one of the big ones, is because the studios don't plan very well. I did love also a moment, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, seriously look up, if you didn't see the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton bit, just type in Arnold DeVito Batman. That whole thing was great. It made me laugh and made me realize that Michael Keaton is still a badass. Okay. But yeah. I really enjoyed the bit with Kate McKinnon and America Ferrera. Is that her name? Ferrara? Ferrara? Is that right? Please? America Ferrera, right? Multiplicity? Multiplicity Jr.? I don't know about that. I just want to see Michael Keaton work more. And there's a new Beetlejuice coming, so there you go. But yeah, their bit when they were talking, it was for best documentary. They were for best documentary. And Kate McKinnon starts listing off like Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, and America's like, those aren't documentaries. Those dinosaurs aren't real. And she goes, oh, America, not you too. That was funny. But then she says something about sending nudes to someone. She goes, who have I been sending my nudes to? And then they go over to Steven Spielberg and he just goes, and it was just really funny. It was really funny. So I don't know. But I think more than anything, Godzilla Minus One, part of the reason is because the reason that they were able to do that on such a small budget is because they knew exactly what they were doing way before anything was shot, because they had a director who knew what they wanted. And there wasn't a studio leaning over their shoulder going, oh, well, what if you threw in Porky Pig at the end? You know what I mean? But I love Christopher Nolan getting his best directing award from Steven Spielberg. That was awesome. I love that moment. Robert Downey Jr. winning, of course. Cillian Murphy winning, great. Divine Joy Randolph, she was great. Emma Stone, she was completely surprised, and that was awesome. Anatomy of a Fall, I haven't seen. I want to see that and Zone of Interest. Actually, pretty bad. I'm going to see those pretty bad. I still haven't seen Barbie, honestly. I know, I know. I want to see American Fiction. I heard that was fantastic. Um, so yeah, and The Boy and the Heron. That was actually kind of surprising because a lot of people found, like I said, I'm not saying that The Boy and the Heron didn't deserve to win. I just heard a lot of people say that it was very like it didn't people didn't connect with the movie very much. They beautifully made, but they didn't connect with the story very much. And so that's I think why a lot of people were picking Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse because that movie rocks. But I get it. Um so yeah. There is a financial incentive for the studio to do that then. It's going to keep happening. As soon as VFX get a union and charge for extra additional shots, then we'll see change. Yeah. Still need to see Birdman. Birdman was actually pretty good. It was actually I remember liking it, Wraith. You should check it out. McKinnon was cracking me up too. Yeah, I really when she's on, man, she's really funny. Slightly disappointing as an Adult Swim fan, but I dug it. At the moment, the studios can keep adding shots and it doesn't cost the studio any more. It's kind of crazy. I remember my friends were working at Double Negative and telling me, well, I mean, Yoshi. I mean, I'm sure Yoshi has tons of stories like that. But yeah, Boy and the Heron, I want to see, but I've heard it was, like I said, it was just kind of. Eh. So yeah, by all accounts, everybody that I've seen so far talk about the Oscars, they said that this was the best Oscar ceremony in years. I stopped caring about the Oscars quite a bit ago, but as I said on Twitter, if you think that the Oscars don't mean anything, just look at the faces of the people that won for Godzilla Minus One. Those, it meant something to them. And that's the kind of thing that it's kind of that heartwarming thing that I love about the Oscars sometimes is you get to see these people who thought they weren't going to win and they win and they're just like, oh my God, my life is changing right in front of me. And that's beautiful. To me, that's beautiful. But RDJ did not win an Oscar for Tropic Thunder. It might have only been a nomination. I'm not sure if he was even nominated. But that, I mean, the only thing about Robert Downey Jr., and again, I don't want to take away from the man because I think he's a great actor. He's really funny. But there's just and I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this, but there's just a slight hint of I'm putting on an act. Like I never really thought about it, or I haven't honestly watched a whole lot of Robert Downey Jr. interviews, but there was one that came out a few months ago, I think, for it was Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo. And the way that Robert Downey Jr. acts, Mark Ruffalo has this very sincere kind of thing going on. And Robert Downey Jr. almost looks like, yeah, I'm doing this because it's publicity. And it feels really fake. And I watched one with Anne Hathaway. It felt the exact same way. I think it was Anne Hathaway and Emily Blunt. And I had to turn it off. Anne Hathaway was making me feel uncomfortable. Because it was like, you seem so fake. Now, I mean, I could be completely wrong. But that's what I feel. And I feel like, again, a lot of people are pointing at RDJ just kind of taking the award from Ke Huy Quan and not really talking to him. But then they don't show the picture from behind, that he's hugging Ke Huy Quan. I don't think it was an intentional, like, I'm not talking to you. You know what I mean? But anyway. Still haven't seen Parasite. Parasite's a pretty good movie. Yeah, Parasite's a damn good movie. Damn good. Damn good. You know what I'm saying? I liked RDJ and A Scanner Darkly. I haven't seen that since it came out, like on video, like on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. I need to see that again. Scanner Darkly was brilliant. I love interpolated rotoscoping. Oh yeah, you do, Rufus. You and your waking life. But no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that. I just don't remember a whole lot of it. Less Than Zero. No Country for Old Men good? I mean, yeah, I don't know if Parasite is that good to me, but I do like it. I do like Parasite. Like Parasite's one of those where I'm glad I watched it, but I'll probably never watch that again. It's just the truth. I'll probably never watch that again. But interesting you make no comment in Killian's speech. I think we can read between the lines to guess what that means. No, that one didn't stick out to me as being one of my favorites. I love Cillian Murphy and I am extremely happy for him. As soon as I saw Oppenheimer, I'm like, holy crap, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. And he did. And I'm so proud of him. But I don't think there was anything in his speech that was that, other than I'm a very proud Irishman standing here or whatever. I mean, was this Nolan's first Oscar for Best Director? Yes. It was Nolan's first Oscar, period. It was his first Oscar. So yeah, very, very cool. And like I said it in my review of Oppenheimer, that I don't think that this is my favorite. Oppenheimer is my favorite Nolan movie, but I think it's definitely his best movie. I think I said that. Pretty sure I said that. Because Oppenheimer is, to me, is superbly made. It's great. It's a great movie. And I understand when there's people that say that I couldn't get into it, I didn't like it, it was boring or whatever. I totally get it. I understand. Some people don't like movies like this. But to me, I was captivated from the first scene and I loved it. I just loved that movie. So I've seen it twice already. I want to see it more. So yeah. Just be honest, bro. You hate Cillian Murphy and all of the Irish. No, Bucho. No, sir. I love Cillian Murphy. And I've been a fan of his for a very, very long time. Love 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later. And Sunshine. Love that movie. Loved him as the Scarecrow in all the Batman movies. I loved freaking what's the Peaky Blinders. So yeah, I'm a fan. Now, I hope every interview continues to annoy Cillian Murphy by calling him British. It winds him up so much. No Country for Old Men isn't for everyone. I can see where it can be boring, but I love movies that do things differently. That movie's great. And that movie has only, to me, has only grown. My appreciation of it has grown over the years. And I thought I owned that. Do I not own that? Now I'm confused. I'm for sure I own that movie. Because I've watched it multiple times. It's not in 4K. Not that I know of. I don't think it is. I do not think No Country for Old Men is in 4K. Yeah, not that I've seen. Yeah, I don't see a 4K for it. But yeah, what a great movie. Like I said, It's it's great. Uh he got really heated in an interview, and Tom Hardy was trying to warn the guy who kept trying to phrase it differently. British, but you're from the UK. Nope, different country, lots of history. See, I don't even understand all that. Well, I mean, look, like, why would I? But uh yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I don't understand all of the correct terminology for all that stuff. So my copy of Aliens is coming this week. All of mine James Cameron 4Ks are coming this week. Not getting them today. I'm getting 2 of them on Thursday and 1 of them on Friday. And we were talking about this earlier. A bunch of the reviews that I've heard have said that it seems that they were sort of learning this as I go. I'm back. What did I miss? Carbonite. We just finished talking about the Oscars. So you'll have to go back, you know. But that apparently they started with True Lies, then they did Aliens, and then they did The Abyss, because that's the order in the way that those look, you know. That apparently True Lies looks the worst and The Abyss looks the best. But they still said that Aliens, they, you know, the thing about Aliens is that it looks, there's a almost a grungy look to it. It almost looks, I don't know. It's part of, it was, a lot of people feel like it was part of the style of that movie. And this is so much better. This looks so much cleaner that it almost looks like a new movie. And that people don't like the fact that it doesn't retain that same feeling, I guess. But again, I'll find out on Friday. Want to hear your guys' takes on Oscars? Yeah, we went a little bit into it. But the fact is, I mean, the only crazy surprise, I was surprised that American Fiction won for Best Adapted Screenplay, just because I figured that was going to be one of the bones they threw at Barbie. You know, since Barbie wasn't going to win Best Picture, that I figured that they would probably vote on that for Best Adapted, which is still BS. Just because it has characters based on a toy, there's no story to adapt. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I get the logic on why, but that I don't like it. But yeah, American Fiction, I really want to see. And as much as I love Paul Giamatti, I feel like he's going to be, this almost sounds like I'm trying to make an excuse or something, or I don't know. It doesn't, whatever. I feel like Paul Giamatti is going to be back sooner than Cillian Murphy will. But who knows? Cillian Murphy's so damn good. Now that people can see how good he is, hopefully we'll see more leading roles from him, because he is, Cillian Murphy's awesome. But Paul Giamatti, come on. If you saw The Holdovers, there are moments in that movie where you just want to hug Paul Giamatti. And which, you know, seeing him back as Pig Vomit back in Private Parts, no. WNBC, no. Never thought I would say that about Paul Giamatti, but he was okay. Hot take. Lady in the Water, not that bad of a movie. And it's mostly because of Paul Giamatti. I like that movie. I'm sorry. I like it. There's problems with it, sure. But I liked it. And I thought Paul Giamatti was awesome in that. Talk about an endearing character. He is such an endearing character in that movie. So. Did you see what the Godzilla team said, which were their favorite movies? I did not see that. Toy Story 3 was a better adaptation of Barbie? I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Barbie, I mean. I've seen Toy Story 3. Wait, have I? How many Toy Story movies are there? Private Parts was an important movie for me. It was hard to get the prawn. Hmm. I used to own Private Parts, I think on VHS back in the day, but I just liked the movie. Five? Oh, there's five Toy Stories? Okay, so I haven't seen four or five. And I'll give you one guess why. You probably won't know. I'll just tell you. Uh, my wife wanted to see them, and we never got around to watching them. So there's movies that I miss out on because she wants to see it too, and she would get mad at me if I watched it without her. Which, some people go, oh, wives, but no, it's, you know, I love my wife. She's great. She's a good person. That's love. I mean, see them and act all surprised. Oh, I could. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that was going to happen. But is there five though? I don't know. Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Aliens, and Blade Runner. I mean, look, that's a killer list of movies right there. I mean, I can understand like Leon. Leon's not a big fan of Blade Runner. I get it. I totally get it. I wasn't a fan of Blade Runner for many years. I just thought, oh, it was okay. But why is everybody going nuts about it? It wasn't until later that I really dug into it that I started to really appreciate it. And then it became what it was to me. Ooh, that's a movie I should. Because okay. The other day, I was watching, I gotta go, actually, pretty soon. What was I watching? Oh, I watched the first Dune in 4K and was shocked because I'd only seen it. We watched it on the first time I watched it was on HBO Max. And then the second time we watched it in IMAX. I was shocked at how much better the movie looked and sounded versus the digital version. It was like a huge difference. And I'm like, it's probably because of this 4K Blu-ray player. I haven't watched any of the older 4K Blu-rays that I watched on my PS5. And as you know, when you watch it through a PS5, you're not getting the HDR, Dolby Vision, any of that stuff, right? So now I kind of feel like I need to go back and watch some of these 4Ks that I've already watched just to see how much better they look. I don't know. Wait. Is there just four Toy Stories? I don't know how many four Toy Stories, but there was another one though. There was it wasn't like an actual movie, but it was kind of like a Christmas movie or something. It was supposed to be really good. I don't know. Saw Running Man for the first time yesterday. Prediction City. I mean, it's okay. There's a lot of those movies that I feel like when you have nostalgia for a movie, you forgive its shortcomings. But then you act all surprised when people point out those shortcomings. And I've done it myself. But like when I talked about Conan and like, man, there's a lot of cheese in that movie. People are like, yeah, but that's blah, 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 and they defend it. That's fine. It's great. But man, there are movies that I liked back then that I can totally watch now and go, yes, I feel the nostalgia for it and all that stuff. But I also recognize that this isn't great. Howard the Duck is a great example. I want to buy Howard the Duck in 4K just so I own it. But that movie's not good. It's just not a good movie. But I have tons of nostalgia for that. I watched it so many times and it wasn't just for duck boobies. Okay. I really enjoyed that movie when I was a kid. It's not good. I'm sorry. It's just not. So, anyway. Regular or director's edition? Wraith, are you talking about Aliens? Because we talked about that earlier too. What, duck boobies? I'm halfway through Blade Runner 2049. I like it better than the first. And totally understandable. because 2049 is a fucking banger. That movie is awesome. It's just awesome. Review Blade Runner and send it to Jay. Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, Wraith, what? Blade Runner. Well, there's 4 cuts. 5 cuts. Theatrical, work print, director's cut, and final cut. Is there Where's my Blade Runner at? Hold on. Oh, 4 cuts. 4 cuts. The final cut is probably the best one to watch. Oh, Jay hates Blade Runner. That's why I said it. Oh, I know he does. But I totally get it. I understand. When somebody doesn't like Blade Runner, I understand why they don't like Blade Runner. Because, like I said, for the longest time, I felt the exact same way. But yeah, I get it. I understand. But you also have to understand that when I dug into that movie and saw how it progressed, and then really digging into the making of it and all that stuff, I fell in love with it. And that's happened a couple of times for me, where a movie I'll be like, and then I'll watch it again and be like, holy crap. 2049 is awesome. Don't let anybody tell you that. Howard the Duck is gold. Watch your mouth, Robert. Hey. I have opinions. Howard the Duck is universally panned and Conan is universally praised. Was it though? Oh, wait. Oh, that's not going to work. So I guess I can't show you. It's universally praised by people, the people that love the movie. But there's a lot of not great reviews for that movie. I mean, Roger Ebert liked it. He gave it a 75. Well, he gave it 3 stars out of 3 out of 4 stars. And I would give Conan, like, I would say for fans of the genre, it's a great movie. I'm not a fan of that genre. And it's super freaking cheesy, but that's all right. You know how it took you years to recognize the genius in Blade Runner? In 2029, you'll realize Conan is literal genius. I don't know about that. In 2029, in 5 more years? Okay, 5 more years maybe. I for some reason I thought in 29 more years. I don't know. Howard the Duck was the last VHS I watched. It's beautiful and the world is fantastic, but it's boring. I think the same thing about Mad Max Fury Road. I love Fury Road. And see, like, a lot of people, Tenet, okay? There's a lot of people that didn't like Tenet because they couldn't understand it. But movies sometimes aren't meant to be broken down, and it doesn't always have to make perfect sense. It's more about the experience. And when Christopher Nolan said that, like weeks ago, he just said it recently, that he said a lot of people try to figure out Tenet, and I don't think Tenet is supposed to be enjoyed like that. Tenet is just supposed to be an experience. And I have said that so many times that sometimes it's all about the experience of it. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to all connect. And sometimes I like movies even when the endings are bad. Like, people like, the movie was really good all the way up until the end and the ending sucks. Sometimes that just leaves you with a bad taste, so that's all you remember. But then you forget the previous hour and a half of entertainment that you got out of it. You know what I mean? So it's sometimes movies for me, they work that way. Um, and I just, yeah, I don't, I can't remember what my point is. Philip K. Dick makes gold. Blade Runner is such gold, it spawns Snatcher. But look, I understand if you're a huge Conan fan, I get it. I totally get it. But that movie is in my opinion, I've said this before, I think. There are times when it's almost incoherent. And it's just look, it's just a thing. If you really want to know, because I spent so much time uh editing that review because, and not because I was afraid that people were going to get mad, it's because I wanted to include the clips because I had uh I rented it and then I downloaded one of my friends had a version of it. I downloaded it just so I could cut clips into the movie or into the review because I wanted to show what I was talking about. I'm going, but this is how this movie goes. And it was just like, what? You know, I'm going to have sex with this girl. Oh, she's weird. Let's throw her into a fire. It's just like, what? So anyway, it was fun. It was entertaining, but it's goofy and it's just not my thing. And on top of that, knowing that that is not my kind of genre. So, did John Carpenter ever win an Oscar? I'm not sure. If not, which movie of his should win one? Probably, The Thing. John Carpenter. IMDb. Awards: 30 wins, 20 nominations. I'm sorry, 30 wins, 29 nominations. Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. ASCAP. I don't see a single Oscar. Nope. Nope. Never nominated for an Oscar. But that's tough too because like my favorite John Carpenter movie, I know I might get crap for this, but it's Big Trouble in Little China. I love that movie to the moon and back. And talk about cheesy, but I love it. I love that movie. I think The Thing, oh yeah, The Thing flopped for sure. But The Thing is an amazing movie. I really like Starman. I mean, of course, Halloween is probably the one that is probably the one that most people would say, oh yeah, he almost single-handedly started a genre of film. That's probably the one that he should be recognized for, you know? But I don't know. I love Big Trouble in Little China. Big Trouble in Little China needs a 4K. Damn it. They just released Starman in that Columbia box set in 4K. Daffy gave it 5 out of 5 quacks. I don't remember Conan being universally praised. Well, I think, you know, when you go on something like IMDb or any of those, you know, you're not getting the reviews from back then. You know, you're getting mostly the reviews of people that are going to take the time to review Conan the Barbarian from 1982 is probably going to be people who love that movie. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of, and again, I don't think it's terrible, but number one, the genre is not for me. And we've already gone over this, and I got to go. Not John Carpenter himself, but The Thing should definitely have gotten an Oscar for the scene with the chest and the head. Oh yeah, the monster effects were amazing. Carpenter himself, nah. Nothing beats that movie in terms of special effects. I like Tenet once I watched it with subtitles. Christopher Nolan needs to get his hearing checked as his audio is always trash. I mean, you're not wrong. Some of them are not mixed well. Bad ending like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skulls. Ito, that's an interesting one. But the thing is I had problems with that movie way before. And the thing is I don't think that movie is a terrible movie. It's in my opinion, the worst Indiana Jones movie. but it's by no means, if you judge it based on Indiana Jones, yeah, it's the worst one. Yeah, it's, which then people go, oh, well, then that means it's terrible. No, it's just the worst Indiana Jones movie. There's some entertainment to be had, you know? But anyway. But yeah, not a great movie. The Thing should have at least been nominated. Big Trouble's great. One of those movies I'd always hope to catch on a late weekend night on a random channel. Big Trouble in Little China. It's fantastic, man. I mean, Kurt Russell. If I could take a, probably, I mean, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's what I think of when I think of Kurt Russell in that movie. If I could take one character and performance and clone it to make multiple movies, sequels with that character, it would be Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China. And pretty soon, with AI, we may be able to do that. But that's what, I mean, he is so good in that movie. He's such an idiot, and I love him. I love him, love him, love him. It's so great. Great stream. Have a fantastic night. As Snake Leon. But hey, you guys have a great night too. You guys have a great night. And again, we'll get a scale and we'll get going on this licious apple pie crumble next week. I like Crystal Skull more than Dial of Destiny. At least Crystal Skull had many memorable scenes. Dial was long and boring. I like Dial, okay. Kurt refused to do the voice of Snake in Metal Gear, said he doesn't do kid stuff. Okay, that turns me off a little bit on the old Kurt Russell. But look, here's the thing. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. It was a fun stream. I'm glad that I was able to hold it together because like I said, at the beginning of the stream, I did not know. Crohn's sucks, guys. Don't ever get it. If someone offers you Crohn's, tell them to stick it. All right? And you say, Order 42, Rob told me that you should stick it for trying to give me Crohn's. I don't think that's a thing. Anyway, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye! That was funny. You could quit meth.